Clips, clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell. Alrighty, boob tubes, another one of Kip's Clips. Welcome to your daily dose of PoliTITS. So if you're into politics, but you're sick of the tits, well, get your daily dose of PoliTITS. Where look at as many talking holes from English-speaking news holes as we can. See what the world is telling us, all the global community, because we're all connected, to think about today and how they are different news holes are telling you to think about it. So, the concept, very easy. Go around as many news outlets as I can, compare everything, the messaging, the news cycle that they're independently putting out, but the world as a whole is putting out, because what you'll tend to find is everybody's talking about the same shit. They're telling you what to think about, but they're trying to tell you how to think about it. So we'll do the BBCs, we'll do the Sky Newsies, do the Al Jazeeras, the RT, Press TV, that's working, thank fuck. We'll go over to the Krauts, the German sausage munchers. We'll even take a look at the baguette munching surrender monkeys, the French. And we'll get a wee bit of We Love Donald Trump, Fox News as well. That's a replay of Biden's. Let's see, we're nearly at the top of the hour. I just like to laugh at Talk TV. Or the channel formerly known as Talk TV. There will be no longer of this world shortly. They're hemorrhaging money, they're not profitable, they ain't getting the viewing figures to pay for the salaries of the talking holes they have. So go to ABC in America, go to ABC in Australia, and then, I don't know, this channel isn't sexed up enough. There's not enough dead bodies. It's not enough fucking, somebody shot him, somebody done this, somebody done that. Don't know what to do. Right, so let's see. We're nearly at the top of the hour, so my best bet is to go round, stick a wee pause on them all. I heard somebody, it was a British dude, and I can't remember how it was something to do with the Victory in VE Day that's coming up just now. And they were talking about, we won the war, with our allies. You're like, oh, who lost the most dudes? Want to ask Russia? Aye. Good morning to Shugs Maw as well. He's no lying. We have met for drinky poos and football, man. And we do chat about the soccer all the time. So thanks for tuning in, man. That is such a cool story. To be honest, man, I love that. So good morning, Shugs Maw. Hope he's out for his jog. So let's see if we can get the top of it. Oh shit, did I pause these bad boys? I did not. Where's my focus? Where's my fucking focus? Oh, there was Zing Zing Ping. Need to get a into that. Need to see what they're saying about. Oh fuck. When Oompa Loompas go wrong.
Live from London, this is BBC News.
Not nice.
President Biden warns Israel the US will stop supplying some weapons if it launches a major ground invasion.
Sorry to me be panicky. You can kill them with this bullet, but no this bullet. Now, if you fucking listen to what this tramp is fucking saying, right, they're not going to sell them these big massive bombs that they have been constantly supplying them because they shouldn't be used in built up areas. Hello McFly! Hello McFly! Fucking Gaza Strip is one of the most densely populated places in fucking Earth. And now you're only coming to the conclusion, see these bombs that blow up fucking everything in its path? Women, children, civilians included. We might possibly stop supplying some of them. But don't worry, we'll give you enough to keep your occupation and all that shit. Just maybe not flatten Rafah. What world are we staying in when that is the fucking, the branch that the olive branch that he's holding out to his voters? He's going to stop some fucking arms to Israel. Some fucking arms. Sorry, man, this stuff really pisses me off.
Sir Keir Starmer faces criticism from some of his own backbenchers for allowing a Conservative MP to join his Labour Party. Vladimir Putin addresses Russia's Victory Day military parade, justifying its war.
Fuck you, Putin. He fucking copyrights like my fucking YouTube channel for showing that fucking shit. Fuck you. So it's alright for the BBC, but you're fucking coming after little old me.
Could be living with undiagnosed hepatitis C after receiving contaminated blood transfusions decades ago.
Oh, and the government covered it up,
Eurovision,
and it's coming out when every member of government they covered it up is either dead, retired or staying abroad. Funny that, innit? Fucking funny that. It's almost like a pattern. Some current government fucks up royally, they cover it up for maybe 10, 20 years, then it all comes out and everybody's dead. Anybody that could be held accountable is dead or gone.
President Biden has said that the US will not supply heavy weapons to Israel, which could
result
in a major assault on Rafah in the south of Gaza.
Come on, Oompa Loompa woman.
The president says munitions will be sent that allow Israel to defend itself, but that the country would not keep Washington's support if it carried out operations in densely populated areas. Israel's envoy to the UN said that President Biden's remarks were disappointing.
They're not going to give them the big, massive fucking bombs that they're saying is unfit to be used in densely populated areas unless they don't invade fucking Rafah. Who are they going to bomb if they kill Hamas? Who? Israel, if Israel do fucking annihilate Hamas, who are America going to sell their shit to? Where's the perpetual killing fields of Jews and Muslims in the Middle East? A human shield between fucking the marauding Muslims and Christianity? Where's the fucking human shield of bodies of dead Jews and Muslims to keep us Christians safe? Huh? We need the fucking perpetual war to keep going. Can't have a winner.
And that a pause in the transfer of weapons would significantly impair Israel's ability to achieve its military objectives. More on that.
That's what happens when I don't smoke in the morning.
Let's have a listen to more of what President Biden had to say.
Civilians have been killed in Gaza as a consequence of those bombs and other ways in which they...
Listen to this bumbling fucking idiot.
I made it clear that if they go into Rafah, they haven't gone into Rafah yet. If they go into Rafah...
Yes, they have.
The weapons that have been...
I think you'll find the Palestinians at the Rafah crossing will fucking disagree with you on that, mate. You know, like the fucking the video footage that was doing the rounds on all news channels, the tank, it was computer game-esque footage, and the tank was just driving into the Rafah crossing, and it had the big sign Gaza. Some outlets would show you the Israeli tank running over the sign, the Gaza sign. Some wouldn't, because it showed you what fucking pricks people in the military, all militaries are, will have to be, it's the job, but it just shows you what's happening in this facade of the fucking most humane army in the world. There isn't a fucking humane army out there. Their fucking job's killing motherfuckers. And killing motherfuckers is against humanity in my book. But hey ho, who, man? Right, hold on. I do want to pick this apart.
That President Biden's
is
remarks
disgusting.
were disappointing, and that a pause in the transfer of weapons would significantly impair Israel's ability to achieve its military objectives.
Words are important. Listen closely to what this guy says.
But first, let's have a listen to more of what President Biden had to say.
Civilians have been killed in Gaza as a consequence of those bombs and other ways in which they go after population centers. And I made it clear that if they...
As a consequence of the bombs that America has been supplying, there is dead civilians, babies and women. But now we're going to take that ability away from Israel. Too fucking late, mate. 30-odd thousand fucking dead people late, you fucking old senile prick.
Go into Rafah.
Fucking Mr. Magoo.
If they go into Rafah, I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah.
Not going to supply the weapons that have historically been used in Rafah. So, they were good yesterday to bomb the shit out of that gaff, but today, nah, that's too much. What's changed? What has changed? This is unbelievable bullshit, man.
The cities to deal with that problem. We're going to continue to make sure Israel is secure in terms of Iron Dome and their ability to respond to attacks like came out of the Middle East recently.
Well, let's speak to our Middle East correspondent, Yolande Nell, who joins us from Jerusalem. Yolande, what's the reaction been from Israel?
We still haven't heard from the Israeli Prime Minister's office. We do have some comments in the past hour or so from the Israeli Foreign Minister, obliquely referring to this. He's written on X, there's no war more just than this, and said Israel will continue to fight until Hamas's destruction.
Enclave fucking out of that neck of the wood. In fact, mate,
quite shocking comment from the national.
Good thing about YouTube nowadays is it does a wee bit of your work for you. Aye, Singaporean public broadcaster, so it's the BBC of Singapore. Go figure. Hate China. Love America. God bless. Freedom of fucking press. Oh shit, wrong one. I don't want to keep that though, because Xi Jinping is in Hungary, which is very interesting.
Security Minister, the far-right Itamar Ben-Gvir, he has put on his X account, Hamas halt Biden. So there is a lot of upset here about these latest comments from the US president. The US, of course, Israel's closest ally, and that will put pressure.
If you go back 10, 20 years, even more, can you imagine thinking that you would listen to a news report talking about geopolitics and people at the higher echelons of administrations and regimes talking to each other via fucking Twitter or whatever and saying, Hamas hearts. Hamas hearts. Baby fucking C. Talking emojis. Fucking mental, man. What a world we stay in. It's a fucking shit show, but it's laughable. Welcome to the politics of the world.
Israeli coalition government as to what it does next, particularly with regard to Rafah. And we know that also reports that from within the Israeli defence establishment.
Look, Lion, I'm in a good habit right now, man. So long may the list
for such a critical relationship.
And all of this, Yolande, as we're hearing reports of heavy shelling in Rafah this morning.
That's correct. I mean, we've been hearing from a colleague who's working with us there, from doctors and other residents, that there has been very heavy shelling. One man was saying as he was involved in bringing wounded people, including children, including a baby, and footage that we could see into the Kuwaiti hospital in Rafah.
So
they said
you can't invade them. So the bombs they're dropping just now are probably the bombs Biden's threatening to take away if they invade on the ground. So don't invade on the ground.
Put out of use
and we'll give you the bombs to bomb fuck out the cunts.
Some people have been leaving from there too. And then on top of that, you know, you have that the humanitarian situation made so much more difficult by the closure of these two important crossings, the Rafah crossing, which Israel took control of back on Tuesday, the Kerem Shalom crossing, although
sorry man, these people need to be stopped and corrected, otherwise they're just blindly walking into a barrage of bullshit. Israel, the Rafah crossing, the clues in the fucking name is in Rafah. So to say Israel hasn't went into Rafah, they've just done limited fucking things, blah blah blah, all the bullshit. They've went into Rafah and took away the crossing between Rafah and Egypt and opened up the one between Gaza, the one up the northeast, Gaza and Israel. So the only shit that's getting in is coming from Israel, not fucking Egypt. Now you can say from a military standpoint, it makes perfect sense. You don't want Hamas getting shit in for Egypt, which no doubt they were. But to wrap it up in this, they've not went into Gaza. It's like Obama's red line in Syria. You remember Obama? It's a red line in Syria. The red line came, gone and went and nothing got done, man, apart from America and the West got their ass handed to them by the Arabs and fucking Russia. The Ruskies inside Syria. But shh, nobody even talks about Syria anymore. There's still Western troops in there fighting ISIS.
Reopened. No supplies are able to get in to the Gaza side. Palestinian workers are not able to access there, we're told.
Zio-Nazi
and we've got the different UN agencies saying really they're running out of fuel. Hospitals are running out of fuel, and very soon there will be no food either, because food supplies are getting rapidly used up with so many people crammed into Rafah, and a lot of people are really, starting to flee to other locations, places like Khan Yunis, also in the south of the Gaza Strip, but knowing that there's really very little
I can say bad things about Biden, but I don't think he was wearing nappies just yet.
Okay, Yolande with the very latest from
Jerusalem.
Thank you very much for the moment. And we've just heard from the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza, the latest figures there saying that 34,904 Palestinians have been killed and 78,514 injured since the start of Israel's offensive after the 7th of October. Well, to discuss this all in a bit more detail, I'm joined now by Fawaz Gerges, a professor of international relations at the London School of Economics. Welcome once again to BBC News. First of all, I wanted to ask you about your reaction to what we've heard from the US, from President Biden.
Well, I mean, I think it seems to me that President Biden has finally realized that Israeli Prime Minister has outmaneuvered them and has played them. He seems to be fed up. It's the first time that President Biden has used leverage, pausing an arms shipment to Israel. But for your own viewers, American arms continue to flow to Israel as we talk, you and I, just pausing the 2,000 bombs, 2,000 pounds bombs that have done considerable damage to urban areas in Gaza. In fact, President Biden, at the same time, in the same interview, he acknowledged that American bombs have killed Palestinian civilians. But
Gigi, you're talking about Obama getting his Nobel Peace Prize. You know, there's different categories and Nobel Prizes. The Peace Prize, I think, tends to be the one that gets the most publicity. But there's another one for, I'm going to butcher this, but it'll be in the right ballpark, for scientific discoveries or fucking new technologies and all that jazz, you know, like top science boffins and stuff. And you know who won it? Let me get it right. Was it this year or last year? Right. The last Nobel Prize given cycle, the makers of the... I'm going to get this wrong, but do you know how the new technology with all these RNA or some shit, DA or some shit, can't even remember, but the new technology they're using for all these new vaccines and shit that are coming out, they scientists won it for all their great work that they've done during COVID and all that jazz, man.
Of course, we know they have killed many Palestinian civilians. So the reality now, I think President Biden knows the ball in his court to prevent another humanitarian catastrophe in Rafah. You have, as you said, as your reporter said, you have 1.3 million civilians in Rafah. Most of them have been displaced from many parts of Gaza. The humanitarian situation really is at a breaking point. No fuel supplies. Food is running out.
Look in line, if you've got the link, send it to me, man.
By Israel systematically. So we have to wait and see how President Biden...
I don't want to fuck with my algos, man. If I type in fucking Joe Biden following through and Queen Camilla, God knows where my algos will take me, man.
Biden's next move will
I might end up in a pile of shit.
War cabinet in the next few hours and next few days.
And of course,
I'm finding it hard to believe, man.
Continues on and
I'm going to blame AI. Everything's fucking AI's fault nowadays, right? So I'm just going to blame AI. But look, line, if you find the link, man, send it. I'll fucking play it.
So indeed, the humanitarian suffering. We heard from my colleague Yolande talking about real concerns about power, about hospitals. All of those things, they still continue as concerns.
As you just mentioned, almost 35,000 Palestinians have been killed. Not to mention the 77,000 Palestinians who have been injured. And we know the plight of the displaced people. I mean, you have, where do you expect the 1.3 million Palestinians in Rafah to go? What part of Gaza that has been razed by Israel? I think my take on it is that this is the first time that the Americans have used leverage against Israel. My take on it, it will probably speed up a ceasefire deal.
I'm going to say political smearing.
And also, the war cabinet in Israel is unlikely to basically carry out all-out assault on Rafah.
Man.
I think Netanyahu knows now that...
Looking like that's the fucking on the level of Trump farting in the fucking courtroom, man. That is the level of the argument that politics in America has fucking fallen to, man. I mean, over here in the UK, it got to the stage where fucking David Cameron was getting outed for pig fucking. Bobo Johnson's calling Muslim women that wear the hijab look like a letterbox. We'll get blackface fucking Jordo, what's his name, that Canadian prick? Forget his Turdo, I can't even remember, some stupid a Canadian foreign muck name. I have something to do with the frogs and garlic. Trudeau. He blackfaced him fucking self up. Fuck, the list goes on and on and on. We're led by a big bunch of fucking clowns. Literally a bunch of fucking clowns.
The game is almost over. That the tail cannot really wag the dog all the time. The Americans have a lot of leverage, and is having.
They have a lot of leverage. Right, they're stopping some arms. Fucking hell.
But she'd previously accused Labour of having...
Right, now then they're going to the internal politics. So let's see, Sky News will be much of a muchness on this, I would imagine. Remember, if you've just joined, this is the Daily PoliTITS fix. If you like politics and know it's full of tits, we'll tune into your Daily PoliTITS. A look at the BBC, Sky News, other suggestions are welcome. Al Jazeera, RP, Press TV, DW, German, Krauts, the Frogs, the Yankee Doodle Dandies, Rupert Murdoch, Gremlins, Nigel Vadge's fucking Dangleberries, ABC News America, I don't really know how to classify that, ABC News Australia, I would imagine that's kind of like the American one, I don't know how to, and this is Zing Zing Ping, something coming out of Asia, which I need to get to grips to, I need to watch a wee bit more of it actually, to fucking get a flavour. Oh, there's Joe Biden coming up, Joe Biden farting. So, tune in, Monday to Friday, when I can make it, 9 o'clock, hopefully, if not 10 o'clock live, and do the top of our news. See what the world news cycle is for that day, and see how different characters are telling you to think about it. PoliTITS Hub, the home of independent news.
It is at 9 o'clock coming up on today's show.
I fucking stand corrected. I keep forgetting this. I keep slipping into the dimension when Sky News UK was Rupert Murdoch. It's no longer Rupert Murdoch. It's now Comcast. Small minuses, but you need to know where you're talking who your talking holes are getting paid from. Ultimately, gives you a better idea.
Weapons used by Israel have killed civilians in Gaza.
And Sky News speaks to one woman who says a traumatic birth robbed her of the joy of having her first child. Plus, anger within the Labour Party after Keir Starmer.
Luton Lion, did you hear the details that came out for the Trump thing about him getting spanked by a Forbes magazine with fucking a picture of his face on it? It's definitely got to be on your bucket list. Definitely, man. At one point in your life, you want to end up at the fucking your picture on the front of a magazine, then you want to get a hooker, preferably a porn star hooker, to spank you with it. I mean, like, high fucking five, Trump, but I don't even believe it's true. I think it's just bullcrap put out there to smear him, you know, try and embarrass him and shit. But the vast majority of cunts that will support him will be like, yeah, man, spanked with a magazine with your face on it off a porn star. Get in.
Admits defector Natalie Elphicke to the party.
It's Thursday, the 9th of May. Here are your headlines. Joe Biden says the US will stop supplying Israel with offensive weapons if it invades the Gazan city.
No, it didn't say offensive weapons, it said some weapons.
Civilians have been killed in Gaza as a consequence of those bombs and other...
Yeah, civilians have been killed as the consequence of those bombs that your country has sold them. Am I the only one that's seen that? and no going, oh, hold on a sec. You've came too late, mate. Literally, you've came too late. If you can come at all, if it's not just like dust.
Ways in which they go after population centers.
The NHS pays more than £1 billion in negligence payments to women left with life-changing injuries from traumatic births.
It felt like all the joy had been...
Oh fuck, there's some trauma with your conflicts.
Putin's annual Victory Day parade takes place in Moscow's Red Square. Ukrainian...
Right. It's not Putin's annual Victory Day parade. I don't even think Vladimir Putin is sitting there claiming that he was in World War II and he fought the Nazis. I might be wrong, maybe he's saying that in Russian and I've just not heard it on the English-speaking talk holes. See how they can easily frame this shit? Putin's Victory Day Parade. It's Russia's Victory Day Parade and it's been going on for fucking God knows how long. Putin just happens to be the head of state at this moment of time, the determined head of state or whatever, in Russia at this time, so he takes part. You don't hear them calling it fucking Richie Sunak's Victory in Europe fucking parade, do you? Nope. Clever trick.
Forces tell Sky News Russian attacks have intensified, taking advantage of a delay in Western weapons resupplying their positions.
Well, why wouldn't you? It's Cold War.
Good morning to you again and welcome to The Breakfast Show. Well, President Biden says the US will stop weapons shipments to Israel if...
Right, we kind of went over that. All the same shit the BBC's regurgitated.
But it's just wrong. We're not going to...
Touched on earlier, but the extent to which...
Can he stand his public school boy voice? So, interesting. Let's go and see how the Al Jazeera, they're recently kicked out of Israel, shut down in Israel. It's saying to it. Well, not a lot.
It's my life.
I don't. Right, that's not working.
We are walking in the footsteps of our ancestors.
But not to worry.
Has been done before, can be done even better. As long as a human being is doing it, you can do it.
You just have to keep pushing because no one else can see the vision as clear as you do.
Fear of Israeli
bombardment. Wee bit confused. Right, hold on.
Palestinians have been Hindal has around 50 most cities.
Need to be careful because sometimes the fucking shit just craps out.
And
that's
Russia.
what I want. Ah, if I crapped it out, fucking have. Shibba-da-down. Nah, it's not working. Right, let me see if that works. Motherfucker. But I will persist because I want to see Al Jazeera's top of our news. So 25 minutes ago, can't be that fucking hard to fucking hit on the button.
A very significant day for the
Jews. Right, that's where I was, right, and I just need to forward
we are not
without crapping it out.
Human beings.
Look, there we go. Top of the hour. Doha news.
Cooking off life-saving aid into Gaza as tens of thousands attempt to flee attack.
Now, for people that weren't here the other day that were wondering why Al Jazeera's been kicked out of Israel but nowhere else, whereas RT and Press TV's been kicked out all the Western countries. What am I looking for? Qatar Royal Family. Here we go, the House of Thayan. This is the Qatari Doha Royal Family. BBC Arabia used to broadcast before they withdrew. They used to broadcast out the exact same studios as Al Jazeera and used a lot of the same correspondence as well. I've done my due diligence on these bastards. And what you'll find with back in the Rule Britannia days, let me see, where am I? Back in the Rule Britannia days, the royal family that's still in Where is it? They own fucking like Mayfair, Little Doha, Claridge's. But they made an agreement with the British. Surely that hasn't even taken out. But I'll need to go and look at that again. Maybe it's there and I'm just... Families made of 4 factions. I'm not even joking you, man. They've actually changed that from when I went over that the other day. The Wikipedia page has changed. There's a way of telling. Because you had an agreement with the British. In fact, that has been removed from Wikipedia. That is the strangest fucking thing, by the way. That is fucking strange as a motherfucker. Right, there we go. Just in, like, and here's the... This is what's been removed. I showed this 2 days ago on this exact show. Which, if I was that way inclined, I would go and fucking find it because it's a broadcaster. I hope it's not there and I'm just... It's been fucking removed. That's fucking unbelievable. Because in... Right. I'm definitely going to go and find that because that's interesting as fuck. They settled in Qatar, the first settlement. They've removed it. Right, this is what they've removed. Little was known of the Qatar's history before the 18th century. That's when that mob moved up to this wee peninsula and made a deal with the British when it was Rule Britannia times, Queen Victoria, when the region's populations considered blah 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 blah. Qatar came to the attention of the British in 1867 when a dispute between... Right, so that's... the Brits were fighting the Ottoman Empire and the Qataris were against the Ottoman Empire. The Brits made a deal with the Qataris to kill the Ottoman Empire, and this is what I argue still kind of going on inside Israel and all that. You know, it's fucking Christians versus the Muzis. And the Muzis, Turkey, ex-Ottoman Empire, ex-centre of the Ottoman Empire and all that jazz. It didn't just go poof and disappear. Their money, wealth and influence still remained. Qatar Petroleum Company. So, in 1968, Britain announced plans to withdraw from the Gulf. This is when BBC Arabia rattled down. So I'll stick this in if anybody likes their history and stuff. But I'm also definitely going to go and see if I can shift through previous shows and show the Wikipedia page and how that's just changed in a couple of days. And they've removed the fact that the British and Qataris are like the British royal family and empire, and the Qatari royal family and all that are like that. Hence why they'll get fucking Little Doha down in London, Mayfair. They own the Monopoly board. Anyway, let's get back to Al Jazeera.
Attacks on Rafah.
So that's who this mob is.
I'm Rob Matheson. This is Al Jazeera live from Doha.
I've not used the Wayback Wave machine for ages. I do know there's a way of seeing the last time things were edited. I've never done this, but I've heard of people speaking about it. How to check Wiki last edits. Let's see if my brain sorts it out. In the mobile version, click last edit near the bottom of the page to see the page history. Registered users, make sure. I'm not registered and I don't use it on my fucking phone. But I don't know why I need to say this. I'm not making it up, man. It's like fucking, I was broadcasting it. It's the strangest fucking thing. Why, all of a sudden, they've whipped away the agreement that the British and Qatari had and all their crazy ass links. Some would argue it's basically a kind of subsidiary of the British Empire for back in the day. Just giving a wee bit of autonomy to go la 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 in their own country. But they kept all the infrastructure, power, connections, and all that jazz, and hence why Al Jazeera get kicked out of Israel, but not in the UK yet, and it won't get kicked out of the UK. The Doha royal family is too powerful here in the UK.
Also coming up, subject to conditions, the US president threatens to halt weapons supplies to Israel if
subject
an
to
operation into
conditions
Rafah goes ahead.
Wordly bit different.
Plus,
That's strange.
75 years of diplomatic relations. China's
Hey,
Xi Jinping is in Budapest.
Xi
for the last leg
Jinping!
of his European
Hold on, my microwave meal's just
And
ready. Oh no,
Russia
they're just talking about the
victory
Chinese
Red
leader.
Square, while Ukrainian missiles hit Belgorod.
Dramatic music. Sounds like a TikTok video I made, and I've looked for fucking some clickbait fucking music to get make things more emotional and all that. And this is news.
50,000 people who were taking
Not a
shelter
shitty
there have
talk.
left since Monday. Hinda Khadri is in Deir al-Balah in central Gaza. She's been speaking to Palestinians who've been displaced yet again, and she sent this report.
Right, so they're leading with the genocide rather than the Biden shit. Noteworthy, I think. So BBC lead with the Biden thing, Sky News lead with the Biden thing. They are going back to, Al Jazeera are like sort of a middle league when it comes to dead bodies and babies. Oh man, I've not even got a coffee. I can play the drinking dead bodies and babies with drinking game with water. Come on, where's the dead ones? Can't you have a news report without dead bodies, man?
The city, Heidi Jo Castro reports from Washington, D.C.
Biden.
The U.S. president said for the first time in an interview with U.S. media on
Soften you
Wednesday
up with a
that
few
U.S. military aid to
starving
Israel
looking kids and
will
women.
be conditioned on the Israeli military's actions, and acknowledged that U.S. weapons are being
People in the
used to
UK
kill
that are worried
civilians
about all the
in
brown
Gaza.
people and will only be men. They're wondering where the women and children are. They're fucking there. They're fucking in Gaza.
Weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah. I've made it clear to Bibi and the War Cabinet, they're not going to get our support if in fact they go into these population centers.
The major shift in position from Joe Biden, who has previously pledged unconditional support for Israel, was foreshadowed by a recent delay in providing U.S. bombs to Israel. The U.S. Defense Secretary told a Senate panel the delivery was paused due to concerns about Israel's plans to invade Rafah.
Israel shouldn't launch a major attack into Rafah without accounting for and protecting the civilians that are in that battle space. And again, as we have assessed the situation, we paused one shipment of high payload munitions.
Biden has faced
Not stopped, paused, and only high payload munitions, which up until now they've been supplying by as many as they need, which is big massive fucking bombs to drop in areas that are residential, and they say themselves Hamas are hiding themselves behind civilians. So put that all together, they know they're killing civilians. Hamas are terrible, they're hiding behind civilians. Right, it doesn't seem to be working. You know what I mean? Maybe not.
increasing pressure from protesters who have demonstrated in solidarity with Palestinians across American college campuses and in Chicago, where he made a campaign stop on Wednesday.
Chicago.
Biden has also faced calls from progressive members of his own party to end Israel's unconditional military aid. Congressional leaders offered a muted response to the delayed arms shipment.
I believe that Israel and America have an ironclad relationship, and I have faith in what the Biden administration is doing.
Why is that? Just like, why the fuck is Britain, why is Saudi Arabia in the club? The exact same reason I just showed why Qatar is in the club. That's the reason Qatar got a World Cup.
tell an ally how to conduct
money
the war.
and power.
Biden says the U.S. will still
But
provide
still
Israel
in
with
the
defensive
royal
weapons.
family
The U.S. Defense
Rule
Secretary
Britannia
says
Club.
the U.S.-Israeli alliance remains ironclad.
That's the way I saw it.
But a major ground invasion of Rafah would be seen by the U.S. as a red line. And Biden says Israel crossing it would be, quote, just wrong. Heidi Jo Castro, Al Jazeera,
Pop the
Washington.
volume.
Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid has responded to
that's
Joe
an
Biden's
almost
threat to
dead baby
hold
there.
weapons and
Although, and
says
that's a
it's
half a
result
drink.
of, quote, the failed management of the government of Israel. Speaking on local radio, Lapid has said that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government moved the arguments to the public sphere, adding, quote, the Prime Minister, 1 minute after the Americans gave us $14 billion, stands at Yad Vashem on Holocaust Remembrance Day and says if Israel has to stand alone, it will stand alone. The Americans were offended by this. Well, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has shut down Al Jazeera's operations. So our correspondent...
Hey, oh, there's another half-dead baby. It's the same one, but it's exclusive for half a drink.
From the Jordanian capital, Amman.
We've not yet heard anything official from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, but we are
Jam Jim, what a name, man, that's quality.
To anonymous defense officials, members of the security
British
fucking
Israel. Nickname you would get, didn't it?
In Israeli publications and media
There's
outlets
the
the last few hours. And these officials are expressing a lot of concern about what this means going forward. They're concerned about how this might affect Israel's preparedness when it comes to the war in Gaza, as well as conflicts on other fronts going forward. Also, these defense officials are telling these Israeli media outlets that they are worried about what this means about the state of the relationship between Israel and the United States. Some of these officials are saying that Israel's adversaries
I don't think the Israelis really need to wonder about that.
In the relationship,
worry about that.
Ben Gvir, in response
to
that interview that Joe Biden gave and the decision. Beyond that, you've had the head of the Itamar Ben Gvir, Lapid, has said every Israeli is
Biden says bombs supplied to everyone have been used.
Doesn't fire Itamar.
Al Jazeera's just repeating what I said.
Clearly, you can see that the right wing in Israel.
Fucking Al Jazeera's onto me, man. You're listening.
They are very
same way
about
Wikipedia.
Biden's decision and about the halt of weapons.
That's that Al Jazeera's obviously watching this. Obviously, and that's why they changed the wiki.
Relationship with the U.S. And now you have members of the opposition who are furious that Itamar Ben Gvir would tweet something so incendiary, saying Hamas loves Biden, indicating that essentially Hamas is very happy that Biden decided to stop weapon shipments to Israel.
Israeli forces remain in control of the main border crossing with Egypt, meaning humanitarian supplies are largely blocked. The World Health Organization has warned that other hospitals are going to run out of fuel soon.
I'm absolutely
shocked. We only have enough fuel to run health services in the south for 3 more days. WHO has pre-positioned some supplies in warehouses and hospitals, but without more aid flowing into Gaza, we cannot sustain our life-saving support to hospitals.
Oh, meanwhile, a third mass grave has been uncovered at Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City. Palestinian officials say they've exhumed 49 bodies and they're continuing to search for more. Alex Baird reports.
Another body from yet another mass grave.
Dead body and baby drinking game.
Workers at Al-Shifa Hospital exhume the dead and try to restore.
They need to take 42 drinks.
The being produced only with corpses are those hospitals. Graves have 7
only one dead body.
Exhibiting signs of mutilation and torture. And that number is expected to increase as Palestinians continue to dig for those who've lost. Alex Baird,
oh my god!
Al Jazeera.
Oh
man!
I'm
going to be smashed. This is vodka and water.
In order to demolish it, Israeli troops ordered residents nearby to leave as they plan to blow up the house.
Play along at home. Play the dead body and baby drinking game. Keep tallies and we'll see what fucking news organisation wins.
Israeli forces and Palestinian groups.
It's definitely going to be Press TV, let's be honest, and Al Jazeera number 2. But I might stand corrected and start a wee league table. And then, like, Al Jazeera are obviously watching, and they'll need to up their game to beat Press TV.
Russia's piling the pressure on Ukraine's power grid.
Well, no dead bodies.
we got is, and that's thanks to
Right, so that's their half-hour shit. Let's see what RT... No, let's go straight to Press TV. Hopefully this is working. If you get me. It's paused where I wanted it to. Big girls. I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
Have true equality.
1807 is the end of the slave trade.
Yeah, it worked. Got to top of our news. Gaza! Oh, dead body! These will want it. Oh, fuck's sake, you don't even know where that is. I'm sure it's deep.
Onslaught into the besieged coastal strip. U.S. President admits civilians
Magoo!
in Gaza by American bombs.
Hello, Mr. Magoo.
Israel, but insists Washington is not walking away from the regime's security. And a major university in Ireland joins some other academic institutions around the world to divest from Israel amid the ongoing campus protests against.
Of course, it's vodka. I wouldn't be playing a drinking game if it wasn't. Press TV's going to have me on the floor. Do you know what? Their audio's sounding a wee bit better today. And this presenter's a wee bit better than that old cunt. Let's get just...
Hello and welcome.
Well, this guy does look like an Ewok.
I'm here in the Iranian capital, Tehran. You're watching Press TV's World News. Our top story for this half hour, Palestinian medical teams have discovered a third mass grave at Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City.
Do you need to see the body? Or does under the sheet dead bodies count? I'm going to take it. I'm going to get smashed. 3.
Over 50 bodies have been taken out from the cemetery located in the Al-Shifa medical complex up to this point.
See, I think the dead baby and body drinking game could catch on.
These are the remains of new
That's a TikTok
existing
video, man.
bodies. We are also lacking the capabilities to determine the exact number of bodies that are there, given that we found only decomposing remains.
And body drinking game.
The latest discovery brings to 7 the number of mass graves unearthed so far in the Gaza Strip. Earlier,
I need to admit, I do actually fucking entertain myself sometimes. Oh, I don't do that! Oh man, that's a good fucking whip!
Hospital in northern Gaza. Over 500 bodies have been exhumed from those graves.
500 bodies? Fuck you! Don't show me them all, please! Fuck, is that another one?
Contains some people stripped naked with their hands tied.
That could be a dead rat for all I fucking know, man. Can't he tell?
Graves is another sign of Israel's brutality and genocide. The movement called on international organizations to document these crimes and take action against Israel.
Did the Nazis have
Israel's genocidal war on
mass
Gaza,
graves?
Relentless air and artillery strikes continue to claim civilian lives in the besieged.
We're talking about lives here.
4 people were killed and 16 others injured in Israeli bombing of a residential house overnight in the Tala Sultan neighborhood west of the city of Rafah. Israeli warplanes and artillery also pounded the Zaytun and Sabra neighborhood south of Gaza City. Earlier, a residential building in the Nusayrat refugee camp was also
10 spot shot, man. That's a fucking bargain, man.
Over the past couple of days, Rafah has become a focal point of the regime's bloody campaign.
You're interrupting my drinking game.
4,900 Palestinians have been killed since Israel launched its war on Gaza. More than 70.
Oh, you're about to need to go for a piss fucking shortly, man, before this fucking show's over. The way this dead body and dead baby and body drinking game's going, man.
Since the 7th of October, Israel has ramped up.
Tell us how good Iran is or something, man. My fucking liver and kidneys are failing here.
On Sunday, Israeli occupation authorities notified of the demolition of a number of citizens' homes in the Arab
Got to be some dead bodies here, man.
Shepherds terrorized by Israeli illegal settlers are being forced to leave the villages
they
have lived in for decades. As
see if it's still like that in a week, I'll snap it up.
Reports from the Jordan Valley.
Fucking skinto right now, man. I lost her.
Palestinian shepherding communities in the occupied West Bank.
It shows you what a dickhead I am. Shall you know where I am, man? Counthouse, Saturday, bounce in, buying a jar, take my card out, doot, and then fucking my phone goes, so I take my phone out, put my card back in my wallet, put my wallet on the bar and fucking walk away. Realise what I'd done, came back later, asked the bar staff if a wallet been handed in, no. Went out, tried to keep my cool, because you feel like a prize prick when something like that happens. Went in for another pint, and asked if my wallet was behind the bar yet. My wallet was there, but the cash was gone, so it was 150, 160 brick down. So if that didn't happen, mate, I'd be fucking snapping it up right now, man.
Continue to face threat of expulsion from both the Israeli authorities and Israeli illegal
Right,
settlers.
what's this about? Jordan Valley, this is going to be
an area in
Occupy
the Jordan Valley in
settlements.
the occupied West Bank, to have
Yep.
a closer look at the suffering of the Bedouin families here.
Oh.
We met Atam Lihat. This
Can I
old
take a
man
drink
from
for
Hassan
seeing
Saleh received a
almost
demolition order along
poor,
with
starving,
5 more
almost dead
families
children?
whom are also expecting their homes and structures.
These games, the rules of the drinking game are flexible. It depends how smashed you're getting.
On Sunday morning, we were surprised by an
Israel bounces in and occupies more territory, killing Arabs, replacing them with settlers. There's a summary.
By U.S. supplied bombs. However, he toned down his threat by saying, Joe Biden made the remarks in an interview with CNN. He also acknowledged that the civilians in Gaza were killed by U.S. supplied bombs. However, he toned down his...
Ding! They're the only one. Al Jazeera didn't even go that far. I don't know if you noticed, they didn't pick up on the fact that Joe Biden, in his statement, which I'm assuming is scripted because it's Biden, admitted that the bombs that they've been supplying shouldn't be used in highly densely occupied areas, and yet they've been blindly supplying them to Israel up to this point for their bombing campaign in Gaza, all over Gaza, more or less all over Gaza, with these bombs which are unfit for densely populated places in the earth. Hold on, I'm going to ask my fucking brain if I can find it. Where's my brain? I can turn my brain on. What is the most densely populated place on earth?
According to our world in data, the 5 most densely
No! She's wrong!
Monaco, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Gibraltar. Singapore has 8,430 people per square kilometre. That's more than 200 times as dense as the United States and 2,000 times as Australia.
Right. That's the wrong question, because what she's doing is she's comparing countries. Monaco's its own principality, so it's taking it as that. Is Gaza the most densely populated place on earth?
According to Jewish Virtual Library, if you compare Gaza to a country, then it would rank 5th, but is not even close to the top 2. Macau, 56,247, and Monaco, 51,167. Gaza City is the 63rd most densely populated urban area in the world at 42,059 per square mile. This is far below Bnei Brak in Israel, 76,000 per square mile.
Liar! Liar, I tell you! So, you get the point, no? It's a very densely place on earth. I think she said it came in 5th. So, anyway, I just wanted to point that
by
point
saying that the U.S. government is not walking away from Israel's security, but from the regime's...
Oh, Barry, man, that is fucking... It's callous humour, but it's fucking hilarious, man. If Israel do a good job, maybe they can fucking bring Gaza down. Oh, mate, that's a good
to wage war in those areas. Last week, the Biden administration hinted about halting arms to Israel, arguing that they might cause civilian casualties in overcrowded Rafah. Washington has backed Tel Aviv with massive military aid since the regime launched its genocidal war on Gaza, but the Israeli attack on Rafah in defiance.
I told Press TV I could write for them and present for them at a better standard than the fucking shite talking heads that they've got, man. Plus it would be in a Scottish accent, which would be a wee propaganda coup for them. And I've been on Press TV, folks. I don't know if you know this. Back in my fucking conspirator days, man, when I was down at Bilderberg at Watford, Press TV were interviewing people in the pen. I get interviewed and get fucking showed on Press TV when they were on council television on the UK. Not a lot of people know that.
Defiance of international calls has angered many countries, including its key allies, the US and Europe.
If you want to see it, it's on my channel. Type in I'm on Press TV in my channel, search it on my channel, you'll see it.
As pro-Palestine students continue their protests in the US, a group of George Washington University students were joined by 2 progressive Democratic lawmakers to denounce police crackdown on campuses. Let's listen to what they had to say.
protesting all across the country because they believe.
Here, this isn't even an excuse. Looking at £150, somebody was meant to be going towards fucking a haircut. So if they fucking postpone a fucking haircut, man. Fucking, oh man. But do you know what? See when I got my wallet back, I was equally raging and relieved because I got all my cards back, fucking funeral things and whatnot that people have in their wallet and shit. So I got all the sentimental shit back and all that, so I was like, ah. But then I was like, fucking scumbag, man. They've took the dough, and then they've not even went out and rattled the cards. Ah, well, you're £150 up, man. That's more than what you could probably rattle off the cards, I suppose. But maybe they seen the sentimental shit in my wallet and went like that. You know, the heartstrings. Here, there's a trick for you. If you want to make sure you get your wallet back if you ever lose it, man, put sentimental shit in there. Maybe not real sentimental shit in case you do lose it. And then the people that find it might just bag the cash and hand in the other shit. That's what happened to me. And I even said to my mom, when I was trying to calm myself down, it's like, you know, I'll be honest, I'd have probably done the same. Especially back when I was the age of all the bar staff and all that, you know. Early 20s. Fucking wouldn't even thought twice about it back then. I would think twice, but who knows?
I believe our government has failed to recognize the common humanity of all people. They're protesting because they oppose
You must recognize
silence and complicity in the death of at least 35,000 Palestinians. They're protesting our government's complicity in the genocide and humanitarian crisis of famine, disease, and other pervasive suffering.
Thank you so much. All honor is to these amazing, incredible students. Free Palestine! Free!
Oh, that's anti-Semitic here, folks. There's some anti-Semites.
Look, these students are saying save lives no matter faith or ethnicity. That's right. This is something that I feel like is being completely ignored.
Anti-Semite.
Why are they out there?
He's anti-Semites.
This is why we're proud. We're proud to use our position in office to bring these voices so you all don't forget why there are encampments, why there are movements in this country.
Remember, get involved in the polls. It's up there. And after the show, I'll do a wee short clip with the results. And I'm going to do that so I don't forget to shut down the poll, which I've done in many a time.
Be maced by police, have their hijabs ripped off, be thrown to the ground.
Come on, a few tears. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Oh, that sounds cool. Zip tied to the wheelchairs.
And instead
having
of
some of
resting
that.
and recuperating with them as I'd like, I'm here because Rafah is still being invaded.
While our universities in DC have been subject
But Sky News didn't say so.
to brutality, there is not a single university left standing in Gaza.
You shut down our encampment. Sure. Well done. Now it's a barren yard with nothing on it. Well done, President Granberg. You did it. You destroyed a beautiful community space that was all about love. That was all just connecting the
Hey man, take some mushrooms, man.
Something GW has failed to do in any of its projects.
This is why the voting age should be risen to 25.
With violent force.
Protect these people. People have a dog in the fight to indoctrinate the youth. Every freak of the circus. Because idiots, young, impressionable idiots, for some weird reason, are allowed to vote. Or is it a weird reason? Is it because they are young and stupid and impressionable? And as every cunt knows, but points at every other ideology, you get the kids, you get in. End of. That's why the fucking kids are so... Every Fruit Loop of the circus has the ability of the internet to get inside your kids' nuts.
They'd also block the library house.
And those people talking about lowering the voting age up to 25, I would even argue 30 to a certain extent. Think how stupid you were at every stage of your, all stages of your life, but think how more stupid you were when you were fucking under 25. Did they know what way was up? Alright, come on, where's the dead bodies? Fucking getting sober here. Faceless, how you doing? The voting age should be restricted between 30 and 31. What do you mean? Only people between 30 and 31? I would just I would increase the voting age. I'd let old beggars fucking vote until they drop, man. There's wisdom in age, believe it or not. Although the internet would tell you otherwise. Because they want Google to be your mo and da. Remember back in the day, before you had Google? You weren't. That's why even people my age who have had the internet thrust on, you become such a smart ass. You think you know fucking everything about anything because you watched the YouTube video, you become such a smart ass. The youth today have grew up being constant smart asses, right? They know how to work a Google's better than their ma and pa. So they ain't going to their ma and pa and asking shit, they're going to the Googles straight away. So Google's now the influencer on young kids rather than the ma and pa. I remember back in the day going to Mum, why is this? Why is that? Why is this that? Mum, my mum and dad were my Googles before they invented fucking Google. And it prevented you from fucking slipping into the fucking smart assery that makes you think you know everything because you fucking watched a YouTube video, took some mushrooms and smoked a fucking joint.
The group organizing the camp, Students of the Palestine Cause, reiterated their demand to all cooperation between.
Oh man, he's wanting to giggle. Search my channel for when I done a speech at a pro-Palestine rally. I'm pretty sure it's on it. If it's not on my main man, it'll be on my backup. And you see some cunt that looks like me, as opposed to them, a pro-Palestine rally. And I've rocked up and it was at the fucking the Royal Concert Hall in Glasgow, up the stairs next to the Donald Dewar statue. And the pro-Palestinian guy was up there with a wee microphone, blah, 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 saying all his jazz. And I went up and was like, here mate, can I say something? And he looked at me as if I had dog shit smeared all over my fucking face. Not because of my fucking... He judged me with the way I looked.
We had today our second
which fuck him in the ass anyway. He wasn't going to stop me. Certainly didn't give me his microphone to fucking play for. So it wasn't, we're all in it together. Peace and love. No, it wasn't that. At the fucking, the pro-Palestine fucking shindig I turned up at. It was the people that wanted to fucking be top of the king of the walk. Look at me, I've got a fucking megaphone. Fucking the Charlie Veitch of the fucking pro-Palestinian movement in Glasgow. And then shit scared and some cunt with looks like me bounces up and go, here, can I say something? Shit scared.
Hundreds of supporters joined the pro-Palestine.
It's like fucking when I touch base with fucking anarchy groups. And you speak to him, he's the leader, you're like, what? You're an anarchist? And you're pointing me to the fucking leader? Get it around, jeez. Fuck off. Fucking little cult like motherfuckers.
People across Pakistan are united in protest against Israel's genocide in Gaza. University
you need to get a real carrot mask.
In pro-Palestine demonstrations, the streets.
Mate, do you know how hard it is to do those things in the fucking streets of Glasgow, man? You need to find and it's a busy place that I'm doing, but stop doing these things sometimes, man. Fucking hilarious. And then sometimes I forget to take my plugs out. So my volume goes up, mate. I'm fucking shouting about... The other day, man, I was across the street and I was shouting, Viva the Communist Party! Fucking some cunt right across the road.
Demonstration against Israel's genocide
in Gaza.
The demonstrations which took place in major cities including Karachi, Lahore, Faisalabad and the capital Islamabad echoed calls for justice and an end to the violence and crimes inflicted upon the Palestinian people by Israeli forces.
The world has been witnessing the atrocities and the genocide which is being done
in... Barry. Or Barry's knobs. I'll simplify it to save time. I'll just call you Knobs. I have not Knobs. What was he? Who was he interviewing and what channel was it on? Because he's done the off talk, as they're calling it right now, because that's a sinking ship. They've been auctioning off lots in Canada. So I think Gates have a plan. I'm just going to go down at the bottom and see if I can go a bit insane to stay sane in this world.
That's right. So instead of just scrolling the social media
and
This is in Gaza.
There's more post boxes.
Who have been brutally
There's most post boxes as Boris Johnson would call them.
And staged a protest sit-in in a show of solidarity.
Give a solidarity message to the people
And
against U.S.-Israeli crimes in the besieged territory.
Breaking news, 4 massacres in Gaza in past 24 hours. Yay! 60 George scores. Update the scores on the doors. Oh, this guy's amazing. I love this guy. I'm not a fucking crazy Arab coming here to cut your fucking head off. Back to America. This guy's a cartoon character. It's amazing.
The spokesperson for the Yemeni armed forces has announced fresh attacks on 2 Israeli ships in the Gulf of Aden.
The Yemeni armed forces carried out a joint operation by the naval forces, the air force, and the
Only
Israeli
North
force,
Korea.
targeting
Only
two
North
ships
Korea.
as follows.
Better this,
The
dude.
first is the Israeli MSC Digo ship in the Gulf of Aden. The other is the Israeli MSC Gina ship in the Gulf of Aden. The targeting operation was carried out with a number of ballistic missiles and drones, and thanks to Allah, the hit was accurate. The missile force carried out 2 specific
Thank you, Allah.
operations targeting the
God
MSC
is great.
Victoria
Kill
ship.
some more infidels.
The other against the same ship in the Arabian Sea, and thanks to Allah, the hit was direct.
Saudi
God
reiterated
knows.
the Yemeni army's determination
You know,
to conduct retaliatory.
Allah Akbar, God is great. God is so fucking great, man. Why don't you just throw stones and God will go and blow the stone to hit the ship? And you go, thanks to Allah, I flung a stone up in the fucking fire. Allah took it and delivered it to our enemies. I do not know why we're spending millions of dollars on fucking technology. Because Allah Akbar, God is so fucking great. I need technology to hit my enemies. Fucking religious Fruit Loops, man. Fucking lot of them.
attacks on Israeli, American, and British vessels in the waters off of Yemen's coast. The spokesman said his country is monitoring developments in Gaza and will carry out more operations in case the Israeli regime intensifies its attacks on Palestinians. Saudi also emphasized that the Yemeni army will continue to prevent the navigation of Israeli-linked ships in the Red Sea, the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, and the Indian Ocean. He concluded that missile and drone attacks will continue until the end of the siege and aggression in Gaza.
Israel has launched deadly assault on the densely populated city of Rafah in southern Gaza despite international warnings. The region's main ally, the United States, is scrambling to step up support for Tel Aviv, resending the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Dwight D. Eisenhower to the volatile Red Sea. The deployment came as Yemen warned of broader escalation.
I have no idea why America are sending an aircraft carrier and building a port off the fucking coast of Gaza. No fucking idea. Don't worry, only for aid. Only for aid delivered to you by the US military.
With the Israeli army's operation in Rafah, and this is within the framework of the enemy's preparations for the escalation announced by the Yemeni forces and
how
the
long are
threats
they
of
going?
the Yemeni
leaders of escalation. He asserted that
So,
in
the Red Sea, have you heard anything about the Red Sea? That's went away, innit? The Red Sea's disappeared. Focus is back on Israel again. In the Western press, I'm saying.
also said the Yemeni army will target
You don't
all
hear
ships
anything
violating the
about these
decision
attacks
to
on these
ban
ships.
Israel's brutalities and disregard for warnings from the international community are fueling a regional war for which it bears responsibility. Amid the preparations by the Yemeni army, military
He helped me fast.
War in Ukraine, Italy's foreign minister says his country will not follow suit, pointing out
Yeah, it's going to Ukraine. So let's see what the Ruskies are saying here. There's no doubt. Probably going to start with Ukraine, innit? Or just
they all admitted that the Minsk Accords.
Remember earlier on, I think it was on the BBC or Sky, they called this Putin's victory over Nazism in Germany parade, over Nazis parade. Not Russia's or just the anniversary of the victory over the Nazis parade. No, it's Putin's. This is his personal parade. Although he wasn't born during World War II, or had anything to do with World War II, in the Western press, they're branding it as his parade.
He plays the right way. He's not closing the door. He's not closing the door to any kind of negotiation. And as a matter of fact, he always proposes solutions. A lot of people are ignoring that on March 2021, Zelensky took an ukaz to reconquer Crimea, which is Russian, by force. Right. A lot of people, they are ignoring this. The West is not even talking about it.
Of course.
And from March 2021 to the end of 2021, President Putin came with 4 plans of negotiations. Yeah. All 4 plans of negotiations have been denied by NATO system. Yeah. The problem is coming.
All right, it's just going to be this push on RT constantly, innit?
Known soldier.
Damn, Putin. Fucking Putin in his parades. You're fucking up my Russian propaganda, you prick. That's it. Send in the fucking commandos into Moscow. Take them out now.
And he says, I will do this.
I'm on board.
We agree not. If you talk about this missile in
damn Ruskies.
Now, if you have to do this,
bases shit. NATO and their military bases around America. And then you look at 14.
Oh man.
And this is exactly
powerful bully on the block.
No
one
sake,
wants
mate.
to fight you.
No losing him in a snowstorm, mister.
The problems, and then you create the solution.
Is he going for a ski holiday or something?
This is why the hegemon is losing its grip. This is why Putin during his speech talked
about fuck, I've got sunglasses on all that's all I'm saying. Right, fuck's sake, it's just fucking...
Hegemon status is
to push Russia in. You have Iran.
It's like, ain't Russia great?
You have with the American, the vital...
It's like, that's propaganda. And you call it that, and people are like, it's not propaganda, it's happening. You're like, oh, right, okay. Back to the fucking drawing board as to what propaganda is and isn't.
Don Quarter and Shea Bowes as well for their fantastic coverage.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Go back to your ski holiday now.
The Square Parade has wrapped up on an unusually cold and snowy day here in Moscow, but we saw some 9,000 individuals and 75 military vehicles and weapon systems taking part. We heard from the Russian President, Vladimir Putin, who just 2 days ago took the oath of office for the 5th time to become president of the Russian Federation for another 6 years, saying that Russia will never allow anyone to threaten it, that the West wants to forget the lessons of World War II, but Russia will remember them. And then we saw a moment of silence to honor the memory of those
Russia
who
lost
fought
more
and died during World War II.
Either it was the West as a whole.
Make sure to follow our special coverage here on RT International, commemorating the triumph of the Soviet people. The world against Nazi Germany.
What? They're not calling it Putin's parade.
Dozens of
I'm
countries
shocked.
worldwide on the 8th or 9th of May, though some European states have banned public display of Russian or Soviet symbols in recent times.
No way, man. Didn't you know that? That's how we...
Well, on the eve of Victory Day, a photo exhibition dedicated to the events of the Great Defense.
Fuck me.
One of the most famous works presented at
Victory
Day
just
of
going to be...
Ethiopian patriots in the war over fascist Italy.
This is just
Meanwhile,
going to be...
seemingly struggled to remember the history lessons of the past. RT's Marina Kostreva has more.
Oh, man.
Over the years, the Western world has been brainwashed into believing that they were the ones to defeat Nazi Germany. And this idea has penetrated every level of society.
Who won World War II? Well, the United States was part of that. There was other countries involved. We could start with...
UK? Oh, come on.
Who won? Well, that's I guess it depends who you ask, but the Allies.
We did.
We did.
We did. I guess Russia did at the time as well.
I don't know.
The Allied forces. Russia.
The United States, Great Britain.
This is the level of Mark Dice. This ain't reporting. This is going to the street and finding as many thick-ass motherfuckers you can to hit them with a on-the-spot question with a camera in front of them and then use the footage of them going to paint a picture. Everybody's like that. Fuck's sake, Russia, man. You've been working too much Mark Dice, you fucks.
One particular
controversy by focusing mainly on American activity.
Hollywood mythology around World War II.
feel like I'm back in my Alex Jones days watching Sean Stone.
Films, maybe during the war itself, there were some films maybe that would have acknowledged.
You ever wonder why people that turn up on here, the talking heads, always seem to have fucking took a hell of a lot of psychedelics?
Films about World War II.
Watch a lot of Joe Rogan.
The Soviets in a positive light with World War II. World War II was a clearly good versus evil narrative.
With the Allies, most.
Hey, is it anything happening in the world, or is it just going to be World War II? Russia's Great Day on RT. Granted, you could watch her telling you for a wee bit longer, but...
Just think of the American dream.
Nuclear weapons, which has contributed.
Display at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum.
Oh, man. What
about that, right?
And was a
in fact, there are still people out here that think this is independent journalism news and watch this and go, oh wow. Well, two of the people are over in Ukraine fighting for the Russian army, the dumb fucks. Two Brits.
Throughout the day will have and its suburban areas.
Oh, here we go. It's actually touching on some news.
Well, as the whole country celebrates the anniversary of the defeat of Nazism, Ukrainian forces have shelled the Russian city of Belgorod and its suburban areas.
Right, William.
Shells struck residential areas of the city, setting fire to civilian vehicles and hitting residential buildings.
Mark Dicey's Alex Jones gremlin.
Were wounded, including an 11-year-old
fighting
girl.
the Illuminati New
Medics
World
and
Order
emergency
fucking
services were
shell.
sent to the scene of
Now
the
he's
attack.
just a Donald Trump propagandist. But truth teller. So he goes out and does the man on the street thing. Interviews maybe 100, 200 people in a day. Easy peasily done. I could do this myself in Glasgow, but I wouldn't. I don't want to make the people of Glasgow look fucking stupid. But he's quite happy for his political agendas and for hits and clicks and money off his social medias to go out, canvass 100, 200, even more people, and then edit it down to make them look stupid. Very same trick Charlie Veitch does. Probably why Charlie Veitch does fuck all anything live. Because it'll make him look like the fucking idiot, agent provocateur, poverty tourist that prick is.
Israel over fears the munitions could be used against civilians.
Hold the bombs!
That's been confirmed.
More death, but hold the bombs.
As his report to senators
Then
in
comes some more
Washington
dead Palestinians on top of that, but hold the bombs.
We did pause as we reevaluated some of the security assistance that we're providing So we've been very clear, Senator, as you know, from the very beginning that that Israel shouldn't launch a major attack into Rafah without accounting for and protecting the civilians.
Not that they shouldn't launch any attack. They shouldn't launch a major attack while, caveat, until they do enough PR, enough tent cities to make it palatable to the world.
That are in that battle space. And again, as we have assessed the situation, we paused one shipment of high payload munitions.
It is a stunning move by Washington, halting a shipment of some 1,800 2,000-pound bombs, along with other munitions, to Israel, following its assault on the crucial Rafah crossing with Egypt. Now, prior to the capture of Rafah, the Biden administration made clear to Bibi Netanyahu that they do not support any action in this region, which puts another U.S. ally, Egypt, in a very difficult situation. Rafah is where most aid, the food, medical supplies, and fuel enter Gaza. The White House says it's currently reviewing other proposed arms deals with Israel, as well as many U.S. lawmakers rebuke the president for such moves, namely Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who pressed the SecDef, Lloyd Austin, on his position on this particular matter during a Senate appropriations hearing on Wednesday.
And you're telling me you're going to tell them how to fight the war?
If you want to know what a scumbag Charlie Veitch is, in fact, I actually might have it. Let me see. I had this. Oh, here we go. Ian Tomlinson. Right. This is all me personally, needed to know about Charlie Veitch. Not even to know that he's a wrong'un, just he's a fucking fame whore piece of shit. So, if anybody out there wants to just refresh their memory, because this is back in the day, I think it was the G20 down in the shitty of London, when Charlie Veitch was a city worker, you know, not a truth teller on the YouTubes.
Evening, and a middle-aged man who's trying.
And this is I think they might be the same videos, but go and check it out. I'm not even going to go over it again, actually, because I can't be arsed. I'm not going to waste my
and
blood
what they
pressure
can
on the
and
prick.
can't use
But there's
when
the links for
everybody
people
around
that
them
want
wants
to
to
go
kill all
check
the
it out.
Jews. And you're telling me that if we withhold weapons in this fight, the existential fight for the life of the Jewish state, it won't send the wrong signal? If we stop weapons necessary to destroy the enemies of the state
London
of Israel at
is
a time
not my
of great
favourite
peril,
place.
we
It's
will pay
a
a
fucking
price.
shithole.
This is
The
obscene.
people are
It is
horrible.
absurd.
Fucking,
Give
it's
Israel
too
what they
busy.
need to fight the war they can't
They
afford
can't
to
talk
lose.
to each other.
This is Hiroshima and Nagasaki on steroids.
Now, that exchange between Graham and Austin went on for several minutes. The
Hold on, Nagasaki and all that was the nuclear
Pentagon
bombs.
boss visibly uneasy on how to approach each answer, defaulting to his job being that of supporting and executing the wishes of the commander-in-chief. Now,
Hey, what's happening on the June the 1st? Is it a Tommy Robinson rally? Yeah, I don't think he'll be going to one of them, man.
the defense secretary and the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Charles Brown, were testifying before the committee about the DoD's fiscal 2025 budget. Pentagon brass are requesting a 1% increase in the budget, putting it at a staggering roughly $850 billion mark. And while the Biden White House continues to rubber stamp all aid bills going to Ukraine, it has recently been met with some resistance coming from a small contingent of GOP lawmakers here in Washington.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon's former top officer says Washington should look to its own track record of killing civilians in other countries before trying to criticize Israel for doing the same.
Before we all get self-righteous.
For fuck's sake, man. Hey, just any other news? Bombs on hold. 35 dead.
Israel has the right and the obligation to
annihilate
campuses where they're, screaming their anti-Semitic, anti-Israel phrases. He's wanting to try and divorce himself from Israel to try and placate them. And then the same thing's true in key battleground states where his re-election is wavering in places like Minnesota and Michigan that he has to carry. And the Arab vote, the Muslim vote in those states are critical to his base. He's trying to placate them by sacrificing Israel. Woo! And I don't think he's going to win votes among
Guy was watching the Daily PoliTITS yesterday.
By sacrificing Israel.
Took my points on board. Playing lip
the UN
service.
Refugee Agency for Palestine is sounding
Empty
the alarm
promises.
over a disastrous halt of humanitarian aid supplies to Gaza amid the Israeli assault on Rafah.
We're not receiving any aid into the Gaza Strip. The Rafah crossing area has ongoing military operations. There have been continued bombardments in this area throughout the day. No fuel or aid has entered Gaza, and this is disastrous for the humanitarian response.
Israel claims it has reopened one of the crossings, Kerem Shalom, to humanitarian supplies for Gaza. But UNRWA says that border actually remains closed and no aid is being allowed across. Kerem Shalom was shut down 4 days ago after a Hamas rocket strike killed several IDF troops there. According to UNRWA, the Rafah crossing to Gaza from Egypt also remains closed and under full Israeli military control. However, when grilled about the situation by a Palestinian journalist, the U.S. State Department's spokesperson has claimed that the barring of the border crossings is not leading to a famine in Gaza.
Isn't it a bit cynical of the Israelis, to do this on the day after Cindy McCain came out and said there's a full-blown famine in Gaza? They closed, Rafah, they closed Karm Salim.
When's news not news? When it's the
those
same stuff
comments
getting
and the closing of those two gates. It doesn't matter.
This comes amid Israel's relentless bombardment of Rafah as the IDF gears up limited access to basic necessities. Some of the civilians there say they have nowhere left to run and will stay in the city.
So they're crossing, haven't they?
There's bombing everywhere. Last time the Israeli army assessment store
because of the victory in Russia Day or whatever.
will be open.
I've not been able to play the dead bodies. I'm getting sober here, man. Where's the dead bodies?
Bringing humanitarian strikes have intensified, and there is shelling in El Shaqwa, Al Salam, and airstrikes have been constant since the evening. This has resulted in a large number of casualties and many wounded. The military operation is spreading throughout Gaza, not only in the city of Rafah, which is the focus of attention now due to the masses of refugees, severe destruction, and great suffering of its residents. The humanitarian situation is horrific, leaving residents no choice but to flee to western regions or to the Al.
Here, look, if I come down to London, I'll need to go in incognito, so I'll stick a burqa on. Oh man, imagine somebody put a burqa on and rocked up at a Tommy rally and started fucking going, "Oh, Tommy!" in a burqa. That would be fucking hilarious, man. Do you get a Farquhar for fucking fraudulently wearing a burqa?
Cost of being a social media giant.
Oh, check her out, man. But why is she on RT more? What the fuck's this? I might watch some more of that.
TikTok has weaned the world of old-fashioned social networking and got it hooked on algorithmically selected short videos.
You trying to say TikTok's like the crack cocaine of social media? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, give me some more cats. Oh, funny dance. Oh, Dundee greeting with some good music. Oh, fuck yeah. Dopamine hits. Boom, boom, boom on the tickety shot. Talk the shittity talk. Remember, my shittity talk crack cocaine pipe link is down below. Feel like a crack cocaine of social media? Check out my shit. You'll see talking carrots, the full shebang. No chance, look, man, I'm no fucking... Honestly, all joking aside, man, I wouldn't do that, man. Be like fucking... It'd be like Tommy Robinson turning up at a Celtic supporters club. You know? He knows fuck... It doesn't matter, he knows fuck all about football. He'll still get done in. And I want to do I'm no orange, I'm a carrot. Fucking... but... the carrots are communist now, so he's going to be a boxing promoter and try and get Tommy the Communist Robinson versus James the Goddard. They're going to get in a boxing ring. I could imagine Tommy's got a longer fighting career and knows how to throw a punch, whereas big desperate Dan Goddard, just fucking listen to the tone of his voice, man. You can, he's so fucking... Maybe the thickness of his fucking skull and his fucking desperate Dan fucking jaw might see him through, but he'll be so to put up throwing punches over Tommy's head. Tommy's ducking and weaving like a wee fucking Oompa Loompa on steroids, man. Because he is. Boom, 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 just fucking rattle him in the stomach. And then the big desperate Dan goes like that because he's fucking full of meat pies. And big desperate Dan goes down like that. Tommy will then be able to reach him with an uppercut and deck him. That's my predictions for the fight. Right, let's see what else the talk holes are telling us, man. Let's see what the German, the Krauts are telling us. Look, they do a wee BBC-esque fucking countdown to your fucking daily fix of PoliTITS. Right, that's no live. I know it, so I'll wait the 20 seconds. I don't know if you can see that bar. It's just the fucking DB. There we go. It's sorted now. In the room with the dum 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 dum.
This is DW News live from Berlin. US President Joe Biden puts Israel on notice. Its closest ally says it'll
in
stop
school.
shipments
I
of
bet she was
bombs
called
that kill
Cockeye.
civilians if Israel goes forward with plans to fully invade Rafah. The military says it has been carrying out strikes against Hamas targets in the area as ceasefire negotiations.
Right, hold on. Right, 12 people have voted. Is Biden just playing lip service to his voting base by these empty promises? 100% says yes. And even that guy on fucking, was it RT or Press TV agreed with me? Watching my shit, motherfuckers. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool, man.
Flooding in southern Brazil. The president blames climate change. He
Was
promises
that a water polo stadium? No, that's Dens Park. Here, Brazil. You think you've had it fucking bad, man? Try being fucking Glasgow Rangers and playing in fucking the shithole that's Dens Park.
In the Champions League as Bayern Munich think they're heading for the final, only for Real Madrid to score.
Fuckers. Bayern Munich fucked me up last week for a 20 spot, and they fucked me up last night for a 5 spot. Fuckers. Both times they were ahead. It's like, yay! Oh, Bayern Munich. And then they fucked us up because of fucking Real
late in the game.
Skids. Right, so they're telling us to think about the exact same shit. Yep. We're not giving them bombs this big. We'll give them the smaller bombs, but not the big bombs. Nah, it's the Crouch, so you won't. The dead baby and bomb game, the drinking game wouldn't be too good.
The relationship between Israel and the United
So many people, so many talking heads, all saying the same shit. The crossing is reopened, it's not reopened, who knows? One mob saying yes, one mob saying no.
Army important because days ago during the under attack by
Moscow parade.
As any other targets beyond Ukraine on his
big law.
What do you do? World War II, no Ukraine, but
support the military course, Ukraine.
It's an uncomfortable truth. Russia's part in World War II, you know. As RT rightly pointed out, man, people here in the West fucking don't even know nothing about fucking what the Ruskies did and didn't do. That's why you've still got Kaliningrad, which used to be Stalingrad. It was like one of the biggest killing fields in World War II, man. That's why it's still a wee Ruski enclave, because nobody in their right minds could go up and dare suggest that that can't be Russia anymore. Alright, well, I tell that to the God knows how many millions and millions died in Kaliningrad, Stalingrad.
A quick look now at public disorder in Georgia. They were attending a rally protesting Georgia's so-called foreign agent.
That's went off the radar in the Western press, innit?
Critics see as a Russian-inspired threat to media freedom. Huge demonstrations have been ongoing in recent weeks.
So it's the West versus Ruska again in Georgia. I'm surprised. Oh, Xi Jinping!
His first European tour in 5 years. He's expected to meet with Prime Minister Viktor Orban for talks on Thursday. Xi's visit is expected to further increase economic cooperation between the two countries. North Macedonia's nationalist opposition party has won big in parliamentary and presidential elections. The far-right party, led by Gordana Selanovska-Davkova, claimed victory with over 2/3 of votes.
Mate, I forgot about that.
Results are likely to...
That's right, I spoke to Big Godtard, didn't I? I just hope they fucking have a boxing match and they don't fucking meet up for a debate. Honestly, I'm going to make some TikToks about that. Also, my dead body and baby drinking game. Join us on the Daily PoliTITS live every morning. Get your fucking pint glasses of vodka ready, man. See how smashed you can get first thing in the morning, playing the dead baby and body game.
The European Union. Entire communities are cut off and more than 100 people killed in devastating floods in southern Brazil. It's one of the worst natural disasters to hit the state of Rio Grande do Sul. President Lula da Silva has blamed climate change.
James Godtard in my channel and you'll get, I'm pretty sure, I can't even
to global warming.
I remember it happened. I can't remember much about it other than he just made a pure fool of himself.
Southern Brazil
But I'm good at arguing with cunts, you know.
Much of the city of Porto Alegre is submerged and almost entirely cut off. The airport is swamped.
Right.
And main roads are barely passable.
That was off the news cycle. Well, no finished it, right? Oh, the donkey! You gotta save me! Oh, it'd be all good if it wasn't for the donkey. South Korea create ministry to tackle low birth rate.
On family-friendly policies.
The Ministry of Whores! Boom! I'm moving to fucking South Korea, man. See, I'm pretty sure that would be a ministry that Tommy Robinson's fucking administration would have as well. The Ministry of Whores. We need to fucking outbreed these fucking brown folk, right? So we need to fucking create breeding whorehouses. Just get the woman banged. Boom, boom, boom. Pay them per baby. Boom, boom, boom. Just get them and knock them out. Just at the same rate you would get working in a whorehouse. Perfect policy, man. Perfect policy. It will allow us whites to outbreed the browns. Because the demographics are changing, man. The Great Replacement and fucking Enoch Powell was alright and all that jazz. We all know that. Tommy Robinson told us so. So the Ministry of Whores, I'm all in.
Experts predict if it doesn't improve, South Korea's population will halve by the end of the century. Many Korean women complain they're forced to bear the burdens of childcare, left with having to choose between a career or family.
Oh my lordy lord! Welcome to the modern world. So they're blaming having to choose between a career and a family or not having a fucking family. Here's a fucking idea. Choose a fucking family and then, like, structure the economy to the extent where the wage of one man can support a family. My granda could do that, and he was close to being a pauper, let's just say. He didn't have lots of dough. But on his one wage, he could support fucking his missus and the 40 million wains that they had. 8 kids. And he was just working like a mechanic, working class job. Can you imagine a normal mechanic today trying to, on one wage, trying to support a family? Fucking no chance. It's not by accident, it's by corporate whores in charge of structuring the economy and the society who want us slaves to be more productive. More productive. That's why you get GDP and everybody talking facts and figures instead of like, here, what do the people want? What's best for the fucking average Joe in the street? It's all about bottom fucking lines and making dough because it's corporatism. We don't stay in a democracy, we don't stay in a fucking communism, socialism, it's corporatism. God, corporations are even behind socialism. Because it's like a gravy train, like the NHS. The NHS wasn't for the good of the people, it was for the good of the companies, the corporations that could get on board with that, and it was like getting given a fucking empty cheque, which allowed them to grow into the biggest pharmaceutical companies and medical companies in the world. Why? Because they were getting constant fucking cash for the guaranteed cash. You got on the gravy train in the NHS, man, that's a fucking blank cheque for the rest of your life. These companies knew that, and because they were getting money on the working for and in the behest of the biggest employer in the world, the NHS, they had so much dough that they allowed them to monopolise the world medical and pharmaceutical industries. It ain't rocket science, and everybody's new like NHS. It's brilliant for the people. That's the fucking set. That was how it was sold to us. Pay your NI, it'll go towards the NHS. Your NI isn't ring fenced. Your NI's probably going towards the fucking love bombs and bullets that fucking Israel are fucking killing the Muslims with. Anyway, let's listen to this.
Let's speak to Youngmin Kim. She is editorial director of Korea Pro, a US information service based in Seoul. What about yourself? Do you have kids or plans to have any?
I don't have plans for it, but I'm not particularly against it. When I speak to most of my friends in the same age, early 30s, they also feel the same. Some are married and they want to have kids. For me, or someone like me, people consider having children something of a thing of a faraway future when their career is more settled or they have better...
Right. Some advice, South Korea. Get better looking whores than that, man. You have some of the finest looking women in the world. I ain't one of your best ones. So you need to get... I'm joking, man. She's beautiful. I can hear a Christina Aguilera tune coming on.
A Green politician set upon by two bystanders.
Right, there it is. Oh, yeah, brilliant, man. Giggle! You want to save the planet? Giggle! Boom! Have some democracy! You're against democracy! Have some democracy!
DW team.
You just know these fucking windy lickers have been wound up by the German Tommy Robinson, didn't you?
A run-of-the-mill campaign event turns ugly. A Green politician set upon by two bystanders, threatening our camera team and spitting on her.
Spitting on her? Fucking hell, man. I bet you they wouldn't do that to a fucking Scottish Conservative. Even fucking John Prescott. Boom! Fucking have some of that, man. Some cunt spits in your face, man. That's fucking green light to fucking knock them the fucking clean the fuck out. I would go like, get COVID! Boom! Have some of that, you fucking weirdo. Fucking get back to fucking your YouTube fucking social media bubble, you prick. That's disgusting, man.
Who is running for local office in Dresden. Her party...
Now, obviously, this is to harness fucking sympathy towards the green dudes, man. I mean, you can disagree with the green fucking stupid arseholes, but you don't need to go up and spit in their fucking face. Or do ye? Fuck me, man.
The
That's
Greens
fucking
have
abhorrent,
become a
man.
prime target of political violence in recent months.
Hardly violence, right enough, but getting spit in your face is
I think
minging.
it's especially important in this district, where you have a lot of non...
I think all the good stuff's over by now.
You're breaking the law.
Oh.
Down with this rubbish.
Look how fucking angry everybody is.
Down with this rubbish.
You know you're breaking the law. Why are you doing this?
He's written a poster. Look at him, he's a wee fucking Tommy Robinson Nazi.
Another group started heckling
Look
her
at
and her
him!
team.
Fucking William fucking Gallagher. Hold on, man. Check this swagger out, man.
While Morsla documented the evidence, another group started heckling her and her team, calling them pedophiles.
Last time some cunt swaggered like that in Germany, aka Liam Gallagher, he got his whole fucking teeth knocked out, aka Liam Gallagher. Don't know if you can remember that, man. You get wide with some cunt in a German airport, man, left with no teeth.
They decided it was best to retreat.
Put your Jesus sandals down.
Well, you see that the arguments are not founded, but it's something they've picked up somewhere.
The internet.
One for me.
Social media is when they licking fucking social media bubbles.
Turn the camera off. Can someone call the police?
You delete that photo, you bloody green.
Hey, are you crazy?
As the pair intimidate the group and demand that they delete their pictures, witnesses try to reach the police.
It's hardly violence.
Delete my photo.
But he's bowing up to a fucking woman. What a fucking cretin. Imagine a man doing that to a woman. Green fucking party, Jesus sandal wearer or not.
And then they said that they will take 5 to 10 minutes, even though they were told that threats were made against the group. Just so you know,
Next time you take one of those wee extendable sticks out that the coppers have, man, those pack of fucking points, they're solid and there's some weight in them. and just go like that to their knee. Bang! Right? And they'll be down on the ground, you can step back like that. I felt threatened and alarmed. Don't spit in my face again, you wee fuck. Our next club is going over your fucking... your skull to break your jaw.
Real Madrid will face Borussia Dortmund in the
That's how the
Champions
cops
League
do it,
final
man.
after a
They're wee
dramatic
battles.
late win over Bayern Munich.
Bang! Fucking right on the leg, on the knee, man. You ain't, that's going to fuck you. Then you're down on the ground. You're anybody's.
Bayern scored first.
Oh, that was great fun. Right, let's see what the frogs are saying. It's going to be pretty much the same as the Germans, I would imagine.
Always removing Russia marks military parade in ready.
Russia military parade.
For the first time,
Biden
and as first time voters able to cast
Europe
their ballots
Day.
in European elections in a month.
Oh my god, man, look, I fucking read the room. Talking about this earlier on. People fucking lowering the voting age. What redunculous. This is giving Fruit Loops with crazy ideologies a dog in the fight to indoctrinate the youth. Why is nobody bringing this up? That's why the kids are so batshit crazy. You've got every fucking lunatic and every fucking screwball in the asylum allowed near fucking internet, and they have a dog in the fight to groom people for their ideology because they matter when it votes. Like those fucking German Fruit Loops fucking spitting in some cunt's face because they wear Jesus sandals.
Time in Germany. So many of them, and the voting age has been reduced there to 16, as I say, a special report coming up. And also coming up for you, are you a Swiftie? Or have you ever met a Swiftie? Of course, this is fans of the and other US fans to the...
What the fuck? Aye, just some news. Are you a Swiftie?
So Russia
what
then
the
today
fuck?
marking the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany in...
Now, what's going to be interesting is see what the Yankee Doodle Dandies are covering. Now, I don't know if this is strictly a news thing. It's more about live stuff. This was live, but it's now a replay up the top left. I'm assuming it must be near the top of the hour. Oh, there's the time down the bottom left. So this is the top of the hour. Nah, I'd just be laughing at him mumbling, to be honest, wouldn't it? Oh shit.
And what I'm really doing, I'm really auditioning for a job.
Mr. Magoo! They're making a fucking Mr. Magoo, the film.
A little company's going to build something out here. Look, while she couldn't be here, I want to thank...
Right, that's it live. I'm still talking that push. Fuck them in the ass right now. Let's see what this Yankee Doodle Dandy is saying.
CDC announcing the move in an effort to crack down on the spread of the viral disease. With
your dogs need a vaccine.
The Scott Key say hurt. Severe storms also caused down in the city. It's state of emergency. ABC News Live.
Top of the hour news, ABC. Yankee Doodle Dandies. Does anybody know where ABC News fits in the American media framework? That makes sense.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer declaring a state of emergency there. The situation's so bad, the National Weather Service also issuing its first ever tornado emergency.
American Broadcasting
two twisters touched down in the city of Portage.
So I can understand why it's American-centric.
On the body of the sixth and final victim following the collapse ship. They expect to have the bridge rebuilt. And today, the CDC announced new rules for Americans trying to import puppies from outside the U.S.
Rabies! Man, fucking hell, man. Don't call it a comeback. Another disease-birth attitude. We've got a fucking vaccine ready for you now.
Have not been from a country with rabies. The CDC announcing the move in an effort to crack down on the spread of the viral disease, as current regulations have done little to stop the spread. Officials say rabies remains one of the deadliest diseases around the world that can be transmitted from animals to humans. And while the disease was eliminated in dogs in the United States almost 2 decades ago,
I think of the things they've brought out of retirement recently. The war in ISIS Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, the Muslim Brotherhood, and now rabies? Not to talk about the film world where they're just remaking all the old shit again and again and again and again.
App, and of course on abcnews.com. The news never stops. GMA3 starts right now.
News never stops. Well, it does. You just kind of repeat all the same shit constantly.
Donald Trump's benefits involving money criminal trial. And the new findings on possible health benefits involving olive oil and dementia risks.
Brought to you by the Association of... The research was sponsored by the Association of Olive Oil Makers. I'm not even joking. See if you scratched beneath the surface of that, you'll find that the research that's suggesting that was actually paid for by like fucking some cunt that's selling you fucking olive oil. And it breaks no fucking rules. Because people with olive oil can do research and then go, well, that's independent research, but we paid for it. And the scientists can sort of have fucking getting paid a hell of a lot of money to try and maybe suggest maybe it does give you maybe up to possibly health benefits. And then boom shakalaka, you've got a native advertising campaign and the sales of olive oil got.
And for you,
not rocket science.
I will. ESPN's Elle Duncan joins us with the brand new book she's created just in time for Mother's Day, inspired by her own daughter.
Oh, good.
Plus, she's on a personal mission to stamp out the stigma around periods. Social solutions.
What stigma is there around periods, man? Women's fucking fannies have been bleeding for days. Oh, what's the stigma around it? And then some shit that they think is sport. I feel so sorry for Americans. It's not even like news. It's like this is like GMTV or some shit. It's like Lorraine Kelly fucking tells you clothes.
Oh wait a minute!
Oh, man, he's got turkey teeth, isn't he? All Americans have got turkey teeth.
People over the risk, or was this olive oil seem to benefit people? When you're at the store,
Right.
it's a little confusing because
Right, hold on.
reduce the risk.
Let's just scratch beneath the surface of this,
It's
right?
a large peer-reviewed journal ingredient of
Right.
the Mediterranean diet. I want to show you all a study here from JAMA. It's a large peer-reviewed
JAMA study on olive oil, right? According to a new study published on Monday, the journal JAMA, it's here. So this is JAMA Network. So this is the genesis of this whole fucking story. Right, the way this website's made, it's not going to allow you to see that. Consumption of olive oil and diet quality and risk of dementia related to death. Key points. Is the long-term consumption of olive oil associated with dementia related death risks? Findings in a prospective cohort study. There's consumption of more than 7 g of olive oil was associated with a 28% associated with of dementia-related death compared with nearly or rare consumption of oil, irrespective of diet quality. Meaning these results suggest that olive oil intake represents a potential strategy to reduce dementia. Design settings and parameters. Right. So this is what you should. This is like, see if you were a documentarian. Hello, Tommy. If you were a documentarian or trying to produce a study or something, you know, you're meant to be objective and be asking questions and then show things to either prove or suggest that or counter it, kind of thing. Not my goal in life is to fucking show people how fucking dangerous Islam is. Now watch my fucking documentary about how shit Islam is. So associate the olive oil intake with certain risks of dementia-related death and assess the joint association with diet quality and substitution for other fats. Right, who funded it? That's what I want to know. Methods, dietary assessment. I understand all this, honestly. Surely they've got to mention where the funding comes from. They don't do this out the goodness of their heart. You know what I mean? These cunts are getting paid. Limitations. Article published, open access. Corresponding authors. Author contributors. Concept and design. Drafting of the manuscript. Critical reviews of the manuscript. There we go. Obtained funding. Well, there's who obtained the funding. Who done the funding? So this is what you call doing your due diligence and scratch beneath the surface before blindly believing any pish you see on news. You know how many people will walk out now and buy more olive oil? Oh, good for my heart. Here, I date myself with my fucking multivitamin shite. Probably half of it's a pile of shite, you know. But it's so in the nut. Right, so who is? Conflict of interest disclosure. You got to read to the bottom. You got to go by the first Google search results, right? I.e., like, do this. Dr. Cortez reported a speaker honorarium for Roach outside the submitted work. I do understand that, and I do have the reading skills of a 2-year-old and all that. Reported receiving speaker honorarium from WebMD. Alright, this is what we're after. Right, who's WebMD? Better Information, Better Health. Founder. Parent organisation, Internet Brands. Boom! Hate to say I knocked it out of the park, but there you go, man. It's not that easy. I'm a clairvoyant. I just, my ghost, my spirit guide was speaking to me there, saying to me, go and buy olive oil. No, this is an advert for olive oil. Right, so that's one of the fucking, that's one. Prada Foundation. GlaxoSmithKline. No other disclosures were reported. So there could be other people funding it, but they've not disclosed it. What's the Prada Foundation when it's at home? I have no idea. Women's Prada group. What the fucking hell is the Prada draws contemporary? What the fuck? I'm going to put that down as I need to go beyond the first page of Google search results. I'm not doing deep research. I'm not doing deep research here. Oh, it's deeper than most fucking talking heads on BoobTube Day. Oh no. I put 2 in at once there. Biogen Inc. is an American multinational biotechnology company based in Cambridge, Massachusetts, United States, specialising in the discovery, development and delivery of therapies for the treatment of neurological diseases to patients worldwide. That kind of makes sense. It would give funding because they're plenty. Right, hopefully you get the point there. Hopefully you get the point I'm trying to make, in the sense that, well, in the sense that be aware of how the news works, man. Where the fuck was I? Where was that? I want to go and buy. Where the fuck was that? Have I lost it? I lost it. Well, I've lost it. That's goes with it saying. Where was the ABC America? Oh, here it's here.
Journal. And in this
So,
study, they followed
now you know where the money comes from.
Diaries, essentially, of 92,000 people over 28 years, and they found that a half a teaspoon of olive oil every day reduced the risk, or was associated with the reduced risk of dementia.
Associated with
margarine and mayonnaise with olive oil seem to benefit significantly in terms of brain health. And why is this so important? Because as we know, close to 6 million people live with Alzheimer's disease.
Olive oil is a massive, massive industry worldwide. There's no doubt they have lobbying groups. And there's no doubt that people involved in selling you olive oil funded the research, which now tells you that olive oil fucking... Olive oil's better than Viagra. Oh, look, they're even drinking it. This isn't native advertising. Nobody's getting paid here. Just go and get your olive oil and you won't die, motherfucking slaves.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Shocking.
It's not bad at all. You must have a decent olive oil then, man.
There are compounds in olive oil called polyphenols that are antioxidants, and that is known to be associated
How many windy-licking motherfuckers, impressionable idiots, will now go out there and start drinking a fucking shot of olive oil every morning?
I'm sort of thrown off by this.
And it's a little spicy right now, too. So
you learn something new every day. So the benefits of olive oil.
Well, hopefully we all learn something new every day. Beware when people are telling you products are good.
Now with the latest.
Tornado. When did weather become fucking news? This is the footage where they run down the sign. Nah, they don't show you.
Over concerns that they could conduct in the war in ceasefire can still be reached.
So, in America land, selling you olive oil is more important than this push.
Let's talk TikTok now.
Well, the olive oil lobby obviously paid for fucking prime time fucking time. And the prime time is the top of the hour.
A new lawsuit suing the U.S. government over its
Woo!
block the popular
This is
app
fun.
over national security concerns. Now, TikTok's parent company says a ban would infringe on the First Amendment rights of more than 170 million Americans that are using it.
Look, he's hating night all.
It's just not feasible here. The company
Mate, it's two sides of the market, innit? It's kind of like the US with the genocide in Gaza. They'll fucking get money for the aid that's getting sent in. And plus deliver the bombs, bullets and whatnot that's killing the people. I'm pretty sure they would have cornered the market on fucking coffins over there as well.
As Scouting America, the organization says the change reflects its commitment to all young people. That change kicking off in February on the organization's 115th anniversary.
What's the change to the Boy Scouts? It's now going to be called the Boys Trans LGBTT Scouts. Wouldn't surprise me.
The memorable moments on the ice and that dramatic theaters now.
Yeah, I really love that shitty American sports.
I agree with
Morgan, thank you so much. Our team with the dramatic testimony from the adult film star in the hush money criminal trial of former President Donald Trump.
And later,
Hush money, also known as a non-disclosure act.
Mother's Day inspiration. We have more GMA3 in just a bit.
You're watching America's #1 streaming news, ABC.
Oh God. Look at that. Streaming news. Fucking look. Al Jazeera gets more viewers than that. And BoobTube is the prime fucking streamer worldwide. Easy peasy, I would argue. Right, where the fuck was that? Wasn't he there?
School shooting.
Involuntary.
Right, I think that's all the Yankee Doodle Dandies. Let's see what they... Oh, there's some breaking news. My phone just made a noise.
Clean energy advocate compares the man.
Top of the news from ABC America.
A Victorian man pleads not guilty to the murder of 2 campers in the state's alpine country in 2020.
Just to scare you folks, the BBC have lovely told me 5 babies died of whooping cough this year. Great stuff. Couldn't start my day without knowing that. Saudi forces were given permission to kill order to land. Were given permission to kill in order to clear land for futuristic desert city, an ex-officer tells the BBC. Remember we were talking about the Qatari royal family? We're a royal family. Same with the Saudi royal family, funnily enough. Oh, and it's got a bit of green shit in it as well, man. Hold on. That fucking stupid light. Oh no, that wouldn't work. Make way for Eco City.
A Mexican court hears the man accused of killing 2 Perth brothers and their American friend confessed the murders to his girlfriend. Clean energy advocates take aim at the government following the release of its future gas strategy.
Unicorn, I used to take, not anymore, cod liver oil tablets. You know, with the good, the amazing PR kind of trick that you think oil, ooh, that'll loosen the joints. I take a Barocca multivitamin, the cheap version,
2 campers in Victoria's
and
High Country in 2020.
vitamin D,
Gredlin has pleaded not
vitamin
guilty
K2.
to 2 counts of murder.
Vitamin D, man, Scottish cunts need to take
Victoria.
that,
Jesse
otherwise
Thompson
we die.
reports.
The disappearance of retirees Russell Hill and Carol Clay in March 20.
That's inside baseball.
Potential said that the case defended
in Alexandria. Brooke Chandler reports.
More inside baseball.
Attack because police believed her alleged attacker was a former partner.
Oh, he stabbed somebody outside a gym.
Shocked this inner city community. New South Wales of domestic.
Either they are common
In what
from a student. Chiefly College.
Oh my God.
St. Mary's
Different country, same shit.
During the incident.
School at knife crime. Knife crime here, knife crime over there, knife crime fucking everywhere.
Has been taken to hospital for assessment. A court in Mexico has heard chilling details of American
in the birth force.
Chilling details of shot in the heat.
Killed them. A long hearing.
I even got the tweets for the killers. What more titillation do you want, man?
The government has released its future gas strategy, saying more gas will...
We need to use less because we fucking can't import cheap gas for Russia anymore.
...be needed as Australia works towards achieving net zero carbon emissions. Political reporter Chantal Alkouri has more from Parliament House.
We know that Australia is seeking to transition to net zero emissions by 2050, and as you mentioned, for gas, we did gas
By
continue
2015, good. 2015, did she say that? Right. Anyway, different country, same shit, innit?
to be extracted.
It's in Germany, green people are getting spat in their face.
Take our place in a net zero. Earlier, he saw
net fucking zero.
Aircraft fleet is being taken out of... Jessica Ross reports from Queensland's Sunshine Coast.
Bonza plane CFLHI, also known as Bruce, has departed our shores bound for Honolulu. It left just after 9 o'clock from the Sunshine Coast Airport here. The flight's running about 33 minutes late, but given this is not a commercial flight, I don't
know. What's that about Bonza fleet?
Hope for the company.
That like the EasyJet of Australia?
As Rhiannon Shine reports from Perth, cost of living measures were anticipated to form
cost
part
of living.
The budget.
Different country, same shit.
Cash, so naturally we were expecting some cost of living relief in this budget, and it is coming in the form of electricity credits for WA households. So every household is getting $400
West
off
Australia?
their electricity bills. It'll come in 2 instalments, the first in July this year, another one in December.
What the hell's that government doing right? When was the last time you heard about a government announcing a fucking surplus? That's almost upside down. Oh, wait a minute, it's Australia.
So that's why we've got extra pressure time.
Good day, mate. I mean, good day, Sheila.
Believe our
in March next.
Distressing details. A new study has found up to 40% of mental health conditions can be traced back to childhood abuse and neglect. Researchers want the government to invest more in prevention to help families break
secret.
Who'd have thunked it? Who'd have thunked it? Kids that get beat up in fucking toddlers a lot don't turn out that well.
This delivered his strongest warning yet over a potential ground invasion of Rafah in southern Gaza.
It took 18 minutes
the US will
for the
stop
Aussies
supplying weapons to Israel if it goes into the refugee
get onto this
city.
news.
It underscores a growing rift between the US and its strongest ally in the Middle East.
Israeli weaponry hits Rafah as children are rushed to one of the few medical facilities still operating. Israel says it's been conducting targeted raids on Hamas infrastructure, but Palestinians say this area was not told to evacuate.
The artillery hit us, and a belt of fire and missiles targeted us today.
Yeah!
And with your eyes, you saw them, all children.
Wow! Fuck! I was getting sober there. I am taking that one.
But if it does,
that's my dead body and my dead baby in body. Look, that was it. Look, this is it. It runs over the sign. It fucking runs right over the sign. It says Gaza. And some people are showing it and some people are cutting it short.
The US has already delayed.
Like, come on, man, I'm getting too sober here. Dead baby in body game.
Viewing future deliveries.
Civilians have been killed in Gaza as a consequence of those bombs and other.
As those bombs, i.e. the bombs America have supplied to Israel, which would somehow suggest that blood's on America's hands. If the shit that they're giving to Israel isn't appropriate to get used in densely populated areas, but America has given it to them with a fucking 30,000 plus dead as evidence that they are getting used in fucking densely populated area, well, they should have either stopped it earlier or there's blood on their hands, man. It's
other ways in which they go after population centers.
Israel has called Washington's decision to delay
so
shipment
again, they play that clip, we don't pick up on, only Press TV picked up on Biden admitting that their bombs are killing civilians, women and children.
Behind closed doors in a matter-of-fact way.
Australia says
All
it's
right,
also
DJ.
made its position clear to Israel.
What we have done again is to communicate to Israel our opposition for a ground invasion in Rafah.
In Cairo, delegations from Egypt, Israel, Hamas, Qatar and the United States are trying to work through disagreements to secure a ceasefire deal. The US insists there is a pathway, but for people in Rafah, in a state...
Hey, come on, hey, I'll tell the jokes around here.
By the ABC's Global Affairs editor John Lyons, he says the move by the US is largely tied to domestic politics.
It's just one shipment.
I will refer you.
Bombs that have been shipped there and continue to
these people have been listening to me. I refer you to the poll.
I think it's the United States trying to make a point, probably for domestic political consumption in the US, that they're being serious with Israel, because of course, you know, in states like Michigan, the Democrats are in trouble because of the Arab American vote, and the states where the Democrats hold it by a very small margin. The Arab Americans are saying we will not turn up to vote in November because we're blaming the Biden administration for being complicit in what's going on in Gaza. And so militarily, you know, in the field, it will make very little difference.
What is the situation on the ground? Israel said it wanted to have an invasion of Rafah. Has that started?
It started in a piecemeal way. I think the one concession
what?
that Israel's making to the United States is they don't. The image of hundreds and hundreds of troops on the ground going in is something that I think the Israelis realise the optics of that would look very bad.
So is it driving over it?
It's
Oh,
not
it does.
hundreds of soldiers, but it is tanks, as we're seeing now, that have gone in, have taken control.
Driving over
the
its
southern part
flags
there,
and all
right
that as
up
well.
against that border with
That's what
Rafah.
you do if you're an invading army, man. A young boy in charge of a fucking tank.
And they're going
Drive
in
over
special
that shit.
operations with special forces, so they are attacking, bombing and going into parts of the eastern part of Rafah. And that's where 2 or 3 days ago the Israeli army warned everybody in the eastern part of Rafah to leave and to head towards the beach.
There's an increasing pressure all the time.
Head towards the
Benjamin
beach.
Netanyahu, Joe Biden ramping up the pressure with the states.
See that big pool of water there, man? I hope he's good at fucking swimming.
Who are looking to him now, not signing this potential peace deal when they want to see the hostages come home. What is his situation at the moment?
Mate.
Well, the real
it's just
danger
regurgitating all the old stuff, innit?
And I think 3 weeks, and the family has into
their claim
ways of trying to forgo either someone he has a mental. This is
in Fiji.
This case is centered around the University of the South Pacific
Fiji?
behind me, where in 2019,
Well, that's their neck of the woods, but
asked for police investigations into what they saw.
a Prime Minister breaking the law? Never heard of such things. I'm shocked.
In early life, which stepped forth and then in
I wonder what geopolitical game of tug of war game that's wrapped up in.
Him in Sydney that happened yesterday. We're just hearing from the police that a 45-year-old man has now
been arrested over the stabbing.
Shadowed by the Duke of Sussex was the only royal at the service to celebrate the sporting event that he founded for military personnel wounded in action. His trip's been
his body spot's getting bigger, man.
Too busy to see his youngest son.
I won't be long behind him, by the way. I'm only fucking joking.
After his cancer diagnosis,
I'm going to have to fucking get onto the blower to Trump's fucking hairdresser, man. Like, how do I frizz this shit up, man?
Tens of thousands of people have
welcomed spray on here and shit.
Into France.
Told you we rule the world, bagpipes and everything, man.
In the city of Marseille from Greece.
The old red, white and blue.
Ship. Rapper Jewel lit the cauldron on a pontoon that resembled an athletics track in front of a rather ecstatic crowd. The torch will now crisscross France and its overseas territories before reaching Paris on July.
Love how France just say it's an overseas territories, whereas us, the Commonwealth. That's how 1984 Orwellian we are.
Give evidence in the murder trial of Victorian.
There we go, that's all the Aussies are saying to it. Let's see if we can get a wee bit of this, get a flavour.
Taiwan talks. Headline. Headline news this hour, the Chinese president on the last stop of his European tour. Economic cooperation as well as the Ukraine war set to dominate talks between Xi Jinping and Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban.
Even get a Singaporean fucking
China
twang.
sends dozens of warplanes and Navy ships around Taiwan a day after
in there or something.
sailed through the Taiwan Strait.
Keep
The
it
heightened
authentic.
activity comes less than 2 weeks before the island's new president takes office.
Ooh.
And US President Joe Biden warns that all arms shipments to Israel will be
So
halted
Taiwan, you're
if
touching
it
on the old
launches
Taiwan stuff?
a major invasion of Rafah.
It's in their backyard, isn't it? Back garden.
And Russia marks Victory Day amid its
that
ongoing
Putin's talking
invasion
black?
of Ukraine. You're looking at live pictures now out of Moscow. Now, it comes in the same week that Vladimir Putin was inaugurated. Putin said, and will
I've been there, seen that.
Succeed Lee Hsien Loong as Singapore's 4th Prime Minister.
You have my promise that I am all in, heart and soul, to give nothing but my very best.
Guiding Singapore.
Do they speak English in Singapore?
Continually make such tough calls.
Economist by training, civil
Obviously.
servant turned politician, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Lawrence Wong
Nothing
says
says I was born here like speaking
as
English.
Prime Minister. Lawrence Wong, ready to lead. Tuesday 9 p.m. on CNA and 9:30 p.m. on 5.
Tapos yan, bakit may mga dala kayong malalaking armas?
He's going bald as a coot like his style.
At the expense of ourselves, literally as human shields.
Almost there, mate. It's not really a race war, it's just left, right. All windy liquors must unite. Oh, is this going to be a dead baby in body drinking game?
Natural resource prime.
Didn't have the feel of a dead body and baby. Channel. Nah, it's more Rain Man, innit? Ooh. If they get a wee Ukrainian hottie. Singaporean fucking
Happy
TV.
anniversary, CNA. You've been holding closely to so many hearts and minds over the years, despite
Ukrainian.
the distance, chronicling events, decisions,
She's done that wee elf-like
achievements,
flick with her eye
struggles.
makeup thing, man.
Thank you for bringing humanity
Makes them look like
to every
sexy
story.
elves.
Coastlines.
Why the fuck's a fucking Ukrainian fucking ambassador popping up in the fucking Singaporean fucking news, man?
With hills, bays, and inlets. But they had to go. Curves and reclamation projects. British. For quite.
They didn't even tell you much news, it was just we dived
And the
into
rhythm.
straight Singapore's fucking amazing. Check this shit out. That's some RT fucking style swinging your dick stuff, innit? Nationalistic swinging your dick. Fucking come get a hard on now, here's the news. Right, that looks...
Starting from
It's no sexy enough, I need to get used to the news format.
the right.
But there we have it, man. That's kind of what the news cycle, the world news cycle's telling you today. And the different flavours that are coming from the different places. So the Rafah thing's still in limbo. Putin's having a parade, his own parade, to mark people that weren't related to him winning World War II. The Rafah thing's in stalemate. Biden comes out saying he's going to stop some bombs going through to Israel if the ground invasion goes ahead. As some of the talking heads touched on, some would see it as just a lip service, pandering for votes in America because the Democrats are doing so bad compared to Donald Trump's Republic tards. What else? There's barring Trump to play a role in fucking can't be arsed. Boeing whistleblower. There is some weird ass shit going on with Boeing. As I said, I was speaking to a boy the other day who was in the airplane building industry. He worked for Airbus. I mean, I just said the kind of tongue-in-cheek, like industrial espionage around fucking Boeing. He was like, aye, that's kind of what everybody in the industry thinks. All the other planes are flying around unmolested. Boeing's planes are just fucking dropping out the sky. Left, right and centre. But I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Ed, how you doing? Ed, like, I wish I didn't believe it was just empty promises or empty saying. And he was stopping arms. Full fucking stop all love bombs and bullets to Israel. Instead of, we're stopping these bombs that we have been supplying up until now because they're unsuitable to be used in densely populated areas. Now, call me crazy for actually listening and dissecting and analysing what the fuck he said there. He's admitting that up until this point, he's been supplying bombs that have been getting used in the 5th, stood corrected, most densely populated area on Earth, but now all of a sudden it's bad to use them. Up until this point, it was all good in the fucking hood, man. So, industrial espionage going on with Boeing. And people in the area, first-hand evidence, because I sometimes get stuff from people in the real world. Not talking heads in social media bubbles. What else? Saudi forces. Oh, here we go, man. What is this? This is beautiful. Told to kill to clear land for Eco City. Saudi authorities have permitted to use lethal force to clear land for a futuristic city being built by dozens of Western companies. An ex-intelligence officer. Ex-intelligence officer telling stories to the BBC. It must be fucking true. Colonel Rabith Alenzi said he was ordered to evict villagers from a tribe in the Gulf state to make way for the line, part of the Neom Eco Project. One of them was subsequently shot and killed for protesting against the eviction. The Saudi government and Neom management refused to comment. Neom, Saudi Arabia's 500 billion eco region. What the fuck? This is the first time this has came across my path. It's part of Saudi's Vision 2030 strategy, which aims to diversify the kingdom's economy away from oil. The flagship project, The Line, has been pictured as a car-free city, just 200 metres wide. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, they've been smoking crack. Fucking hell. I mean, what date is this? 5th of April. So it's no fucking April Fools. 1.5 million. No fewer than 300,000. No more than 300,000. Right, I want to see some CGI made by AI showing me what this fucking thing's going to look like. It was in Davos. I scaled back. Right, let's go back to the BBC's because they dumb it down for us, for me, stupid people. That is fucking crazy. How does the height of the line compare to... So it's 500 metres. Big Ben. Fuck, so it's been getting cleared. This has been happening for fucking 6 odd years. Drag button left to see destruction ahead of work line. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Aye, fucking get out. Fucking, what do you call them? Arabs, get out. The Saudis, the royal family are coming fucking through. Now you see it? Now it's gone. And they were told to kill, and somebody's came out and said that. The Line. That is some sci-fi motherfucking shit there. Isn't it? Wowee, man. I might be alive, probably not, to see that. Australia backs gas beyond despite climate fears. Miss Teen USA resigns days after. Oh, it's got to be wrapped up and she's got a vagina shit in it. Announced in the news, her personal values no longer fully align with pageant organisation. Right, so she take the fucking title, then throw it back in her fucking face and say, "Isn't it a bunch of sexist misogynists?" You hoard yourself out. You hoard yourself out to get yourself the fucking FaceTime, the fucking media time, and then you wanted to up your game, so then you went, "Oh, I'm going to sew up my vagina. Oh, I'm fucking, the misogyny of men liking the look of fucking sexy ass women. Oh, God almighty, my fanny flaps are flapping at the thought of men looking at women and going, oh, that's about alright. Fucking fanny flapper, right? Go and fucking fuck off to Saudi and fucking dress like a fucking phone box. A post box. You're allowed to see it because our Prime Minister said it, alright? That's when you know it's cool. So get involved in the poll. I'm going to be wrapping this up shortly. Thanks for everybody that has joined. Remember, every morning, Monday to Friday, 9 AM, unless I've got a lumber, the night before, or I'm fucking still too drunk. But if I wake up still too drunk, I'll probably do it. If I just wake up like, I'll try my best. You'll get your daily fix of politics from the Daily PoliTITS, and it's self-explanatory. Go around the BBC's, Sky News's, Al Jazeera's, Press TV's, RT's. Oh, she's a hottie, forgot about that. The Krauts, the Germans, the fucking frog munchers, the Yankee Doodle Dandies, Rupert Murdoch's windy licking army, Nigel Vadge's dangleberries, ABC News America, more Yankee Doodle Dandies, ABC News Australia, CNA, which is Singaporean, so Asian Pacific shit, and then I'll take feedback from the chat room and they can tell us about Joe Biden farting. Man, this is the level of shit. First it was Biden is going nuts and is getting dementia. Then they turned it against Trump and started saying that. Then it was fucking Biden farted and they've turned it back against Trump and saying that Trump farted in the courtroom. And this is getting talked about in what some would say are relatively serious media fucking outlets. Talking about people farting. That's my job. Fucking stealing my shtick. So there's the poll up there. I will remember this time to end it before I go. That's the premise of what I'll be doing here on the Daily PoliTITS. So if you want your fix of Daily PoliTITS, stick a wee thumbs up, much appreciated. Sub bells up. Roberto Mags in the morning, still morning time, just looking lion, Alan, unicorns. GG was in earlier. Barry had to go. Shug was in. Shug's more. Don't know how long you lasted. GG. Thanks to everybody in the chittity chat. 17 people have voted and it's unanimous, which means it must be true. This is one of the most open-minded, fairest polls I've ever seen. So it's unanimous in the poll world. Yep, I don't get it there. Shit. 17 votes, 100%. He's just playing this posturing by America about them not sending bombs and that. It's going to make no difference. It's just that posturing. And you could probably argue which other talking heads who, although they are talking heads, they're that for a reason, they're way more qualified than me. I've even suggested that this is just lip service to the voting base in America. And it makes perfect sense, because Joe Biden's base is Jesus sandal wearing fucking hippies. And you go and look at the pro-Palestinian camps, you don't see many people like me in there. They're all Jesus wearing mushroom munching hippies. It's nothing wrong with that, man. I love that shit. I'm just saying, it's definitely camps and tribes, tribalism. Polarisation continues. Damned. Nice to see you in as well, my man. So, tune in tomorrow. I'm not even joking, see, because of that dead baby body drinking game I was playing, I need to go for a piss. Fucking hell, pissed out all that vodka I was swallowing. And if you tune in tomorrow, grab yourself a fucking pint of vodka and play along with the Daily PoliTITS dead baby and body drinking game. Can he whack it? Smashed within 5 minutes. I fucking pressed. Press TV's the kicker. You need to strap yourself in for the Press TV fucking news cycle. Everybody's up there, man. Even the Aussies, even the kangaroo fuckers were fucking in with a wee bit of a dead body and baby body count drinking game shenanigans. So there's the Miss Teen thing. Man confesses suffered deaths. Aye. Had some tourists killed. Hey, amigo, we had some gringos killed. Yeah, we don't want to fuck up the tourists, so go and beat some local man up, get them to confess, we'll show it all over the news. Job's a good one. Okay, great, okay, hombre, andale. I'm pretty sure that confession's solid. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thumbs it up. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. And check out the Glaswegian Dictionary. And you'll get the fanny boss. Get it? Got it? Good. Yeah, jeez. Clips. And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.